I'm going to start off this episode by saying a phrase that I don't very often get to say.
What are we talking about?
Today, Monday, November 24th, we're recording this episode a day earlier because of some Thanksgiving travel issues. Today, Monday, November 24th, is a good day to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. And even better, it's a good day to be a Philadelphia Eagles hater. We had a fantastic hate watch last night, watching Donovan's team choke in glorious fashion. Before we get to the main topic of the episode, I just want to lay that out there.
You know what? I was wondering why I woke up feeling so giddy on this Monday morning, bro. I woke up at literally like 5, 6 a.m. I don't wake up usually that early, but this morning I did. I woke up pep in my step.
Hairline crispier than usual. Everything, the morning air smells better than usual.
Yeah.
Sunshine better than usual. It's a good
energy
day.
levels just A1, bro. Like, I had my greens this morning, had my tea too. No traffic this morning. I wonder why.
In a major city, that's how you know we're blessed.
Yeah. Oh,
then there's you.
What's up?
So we'll talk about the Philadelphia Eagles early in this episode because as you see by the title, today we are picking every single NFL contender's fatal flaw. What we mean by that is we're going to talk about the thought experiment of when we go into the playoffs, 6 or 7 weeks from now, if these teams that we consider to be Super Bowl contenders were to fail dramatically, either lose in the first round, maybe not make the playoffs and fail even getting there for some teams, what would be the fatal flaw that led to that? Well, what's going to lead to their demise if they get the worst case scenario? We're going to open up a nice Philadelphia Eagles discourse. Before we get to that, cue the intro music.
Touchdown! Unbelievable!
All right, Donovan. I see you fuming over there. We're getting straight into it. We're going to talk about the Eagles first as the biggest contender in the NFC right now. And I mentioned as a joke, we saw them lose and choke offensively, especially in the second half, blowing a 21 skunk lead, losing to the Dallas Cowboys. You got walked down by Dak Prescott. What is the fatal flaw of the Philadelphia Eagles that I'm sure was representative in this game?
I mean, obviously, it's the offense. I think, first of all, I think you guys know me. I'm generally a pretty happy guy. I haven't smiled in hours.
That game ended what? 10 hours ago?
Over 12 hours.
No grins?
This is...
Bro.
That's as disgusted, disgraceful, and embarrassing of a loss as I've seen and experienced in quite some time. I still don't understand 100% why it's looking like that. And I can't remember also. And it feels bad because this is the one time this year that I have left a game and left a loss specifically and been like, you know what? KP, this one's not on you. And I can't be like, players, it's not your fault. It's the coaches. I can't do that specifically this week with KP. And I can't remember if I said it on here or if we were just talking and I told you guys he's lucky that they played the Bears on Friday and that it's like a super short week because a bad performance for any other week, you're fired. You're done, right? I'm off that. Fire him. Somebody has to pay for this. And at this point in the season, especially against Dallas, it's not that like the offense was like bad because of Petullo. I would fire him because at this point, I do not think that he is additive to anything that the Eagles are doing. And overall, their fatal flaw is the fact that their offense is as inconsistent, as streaky, as incapable of putting together 2 quarters of decent offense to run the clock out. You are up 21-0 on the Dallas Cowboys and could not do anything. And I've like there's been games, and we've seen this before this year. We saw it in Tampa. They got up early. They started off with a blocked punt. You saw creative offense. We were getting Dallas Goedert involved on shovel passes. And then what happens? The Bucs, they come back. It ends up being a game, and you need a Jahad Campbell interception in the end zone. You need certain big plays to bail you out. And when things like yesterday happened, which I was never super like as confident as many other people, just because I know how these Dallas games go. Like I understand. I really do walk into every season saying, okay, the Dallas games are a split. Like you really do have to go and take those. But for the running game to be as bad as it was yesterday, which that's been an issue all year long, for the just overall offensive line to be as bad as it was, the dumb decisions by everybody overall. Xavier Gibson catching the ball at the 1 yard line. Jalen Hurts taking that sack on 3rd and 2. Cannot do that. For all of those things to happen, Michael Carter running into Quinyon Mitchell, allowing George Pickens to get open to dust him in the fourth quarter. All of these things, we finally hit the breaking point with the Eagles, and this is what it's at. This is what it's at. So yes, I would fire KP because something needs to happen. Something has to happen. This cannot keep going on week in and week out.
Can you avert your attention to this main screen right here, the big one? You
Please
see all
do.
three of us right now? How do
Yes.
you feel about this image?
The boogeyman. What the fuck? The Dackinator. It happened.
You got dacked.
I'm actually mad.
He got dacked down, man.
Stop this. You gotta
He
stop
put you
this.
through the fucking field. Holy shit.
Because this picture is hilarious.
He was biting turf.
He got dacked
This
up,
picture's
man.
awful.
Yeah, everything you're saying is right. I mean, you sound like a broken fan, and that's probably what you should be at this point, given the state of this offense. It's so weird because we've been talking about it all year, obviously, that this offense is just bad, but they keep winning games because the defense is so good, because they've won along the margins, had some good breaks along the way, like the Rams game, but they won because of special teams. So it largely has been an issue that we have to talk about in strange fashion, because it's so clearly an over issue for a team of this caliber with this type of expectations. The offense is just simply not good enough in terms of, are they the favorites to go back-to-back, right? But they continue to be successful anyways, so how do we even really harp on it too much because they just win games? You have to be the least confident 8-3 team I've ever seen in my life, given this offense.
Well, I mean, there's been some more frauds. In
Sure,
terms
never
of-
mind.
Yeah.
But I do
Outside
understand.
of Mike Tomlin teams.
I will say, like, it is different because they have two, like, obviously the offense is not bad, but just like macro issues, which is one, we're trying on a week-to-week basis just to find in-game consistency. And two, a lot of that is happening because the way that you won last year, your identity is 100% influx. They have no idea what they can do, what they can lean on. And I look at a game like yesterday, and like last year, you go into the Steelers game, and that was one of those big weeks where right before they asked AJ what's wrong with the offense, what do you have to do, and he said passing, and everybody's like, oh, is he taking shots at Jalen, and the Eagles come out, Jalen throws for 300, Saquon gets bottled up for like 60 yards or whatever, and they have that game, and that's when Hurts comes to the press conference. He's like, oh, that's what you guys wanted to see. Yes, precisely. And in that game, the best part about that game, and the thing that encapsulated everything that the Eagles did last year, was they got the ball back with, I can't remember if they were up a touchdown or 8 points, whatever, but they were up by one score. Pittsburgh had just scored. They get the ball back with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Steelers don't touch the ball again. The Eagles were able to lean on Pittsburgh. They were able to run the ball effectively, control the clock, take advantage of a positive game script, take advantage of where they were, and they were able to dictate exactly what they wanted to do. And you knew at every single moment, we're going to turn around, we're going to hand the ball off to Saquon. He's going to get 5 yards. And that is not the case right now. They do not have the ability to do that. And early on, I feel like you were able to get into certain looks and able to get into certain places in the game because Saquon's still going to he's not having a great year, right? He's not getting all the explosives. You're still able to get 3 yards, 4 yards, right? Stay somewhat on script. You can't get 2 yards now.
Yeah.
Like Saquon last year and the best running backs in the league have this ability to take a 3-yard gain and get you 5 yards, or take a 4-yard gain, get you 6 yards. And now all of a sudden it's small differences, but now you're in second and short instead of second and medium. Anytime that they hand the ball off to Saquon, it's cooked. You're getting 2 yards, and you better be happy with it.
Yep, that's exactly the story. So obviously we're talking about the fatal flaw of the Eagles is their all-around offense. We've talked a lot over the year about their passing offense and how lackluster it's been, how uncreative it is. That's the thing everybody points out to, is that the passing concepts they do are just mostly curls, go balls, and slants.
Remedial,
very remedial, route tree to say we have a better wide receiver than you. We're going to make it real simple for our quarterback to make real simple reads, and our wide receivers are capable of simply winning one-on-one. And it's a good counter off of a run game that they have to devote heavy boxes to. So we'll get a lot of advantageous situations where it's A.J. Brown versus a corner that's probably worse than him. So we keep it simple. That way we can not muddy the waters for a QB and let our talented players be talented. That completely falls apart whenever you have a tackle for loss percentage that is fourth worst in the NFL.
Jeez.
The worst in the NFL is Ashton Genty at 17% of his rushes, 17.47 are tackled for loss. Saquon Barkley's at 4 with 15.68. After that, ahead of him, between him and Genty, is just Tyler Algier and Zonovan Knight. That's crazy. He's getting hit behind line of scrimmage more than anybody. And you know what's even crazier? He has a lower explosive run percentage than Ashton Genty. So the busts are there almost as much, and the booms are there even less than a running game that we're talking about for being the biggest boomer bust running game as wasting a top pick in Ashton Genty. You guys are arguably worse in that way in terms of bad run blocking up the middle that leads to negative plays and makes the entire offensive ecosystem collapse.
It's been bad. It's been awful, and I think we've talked so much about this offensive line, and the weird part about it is these are guys that. It's not like we're just finding people off the street one year to come in and play offensive line. Fred Johnson has been there, right? Tyler Steen has been there. All of these guys have been in the Eagles system, have worked with Stoutland, and for whatever reason, they cannot execute at a high level. They're getting, and yesterday, a big problem throughout a majority of the year has been this play calling is so conservative, is doing this. They didn't do that yesterday. The one positive that I'll take, that I will actually say okay, we can kind of build on this, is the idea that they finally came to a realization. Oh, the run game's not working. We do have to open it up. We do have to pass the ball, and they seemed willing to do that.
Yes.
And so the problem is there were a couple big plays in the second half that would have been first downs, just chunk plays, field flippers, and they were erased by penalties. And
you guys almost had 100 yards in penalties last night.
It's the most frustrating thing in the world to have a 20-yard play, and then all of a sudden that little yellow bar pops up saying flag, and you see Dallas Goedert throwing his head back, being like, "Oh my goodness, this again," and you're turning first downs that happen on first downs into 1st and 20s. And for a team that can't run the ball, that can't figure out how to get any type of consistency, falling behind the sticks is it feels like a death note, because they're already at the top of the league in terms of 3 and outs. They're already facing their third downs are longer than anybody else's in the league, which is I still can't comprehend it, how this team can't figure out to get themselves into third and medium. And then whenever they get into third and shorts, like they did yesterday with the minute left, I am shocked. Also, it was 3rd and 2. Why are we not tush pushing? Why are we not doing that and giving ourselves an opportunity to use that play twice? You know you can get minimum 1 yard on that. And it's very rare. We all know the stats, even if it's not as successful as it has been in years past. You know the stats. Let's go get 1 yard. Let's get ourselves into 4th and 1. We could do it again, or we just get it. And there's just been questionable calls from at all points that this team is clearly not what they were last year. That's fine. It's a different year. This specific version of the Eagles, you have to figure out how to consistently stay on schedule. And I think for them, part of it, and something that I would much heavily look into, especially this week coming out on a short week, I would play Tank Bigsby more, because he has shown some explosive.
Yeah, he ran for I think 8 yards on I remember one specific
I would
play.
Just try.
And I never seen him again.
We're at the point where you just got to try stuff.
I get what you're saying. That you're in hell. If the answer is take the ball out of Saquon Barkley's hands more instead of obviously it'd be great to fix everything around Saquon and allow him to thrive again. And if that's just not possible, try something else. I don't think the answer is Tank Bigsby is more equipped in any way to do better than Saquon Barkley.
I'm not even saying, and I'm not saying give him a majority of the share, but obviously cut him in a little bit more, because his runs,
You know what you're describing?
his runs. What?
Desperation.
Yes.
Grasping for anything.
Yes. Is this
He
team,
has not said Tanks Bisbee name one time
is
this entire season.
this team not desperate?
Oh, they are. Look at this chart. The bottom axis going left to right is total routes. So the amount of passing dropbacks essentially and multiplied by receivers on the field. The y-axis is percentage of routes that are hitches. The Eagles pass by this route the third least amount of routes and have the highest by far amount of hitch routes ran. The highest motherfuckers run 3 yards and turn around.
Yeah, like I don't understand why they're literally just in the mud. It's like they tell the receivers blindfold and act like you are running in quicksand. Run to the same exact spots in the field and make everyone's life harder. That's the goal here. And seeing how, like you mentioned, Tanks Bisbee, Big B's name, he was on the field specifically for one play, and he got ran for 8 yards or whatever. That's great, and obviously he's not the solution or whatever, but in terms of just adding more layers to your offense, I 100% understand and agree with you. Not saying not going to that is an issue, but not spicing up your offense or getting a new jolt to life, a slightly different look is also a very much issue. I agree with you on that.
I don't think there's any solutions. I think the solution is you pray to God that you have a run like last year where your defense becomes immaculate. You pray to God you get some good rushing games and some matchups that work well for you in the playoffs. You do just enough to win ugly like you did early in the season, right? And in the summer, you fire Patullo, and you might consider a head coaching change. I feel like we don't have to live like this, and they just have to now because the rest of the season, there's no personnel changes they can make to make the run blocking great. There's no personnel changes they can make on the offensive coordinator side to make a creative passing game at this point. Even if you were to fire Patullo today, there's simply not the time to insert anybody with 6 weeks left in the regular season that's going to make this an inventive passing game. That will not be a strength of yours. You probably won't have the run blocking be a strength of yours. You just got to pray that something breaks, you get a good run, and you have a 2024 Chiefs type of championship, wherever, or 2023, that you win despite having a gross offense everybody hates for the whole year. You just get it done when the time comes. Mm-hmm. That's the hope right now. And in the summer, I think there needs to be major changes.
I don't even know if they need to have fire Patullo to have some type of insane inventive offense. Just do the basics, get your play calls in early instead of bleeding the clock and getting it in, snapping the ball at 1 or 2 seconds.
And maybe that's better. Maybe it's worth firing Patullo at this point. But
yeah.
I don't think you're not going to transform them from being this basic ass offensive system that only works when the run game is working and everything builds off of that. You're not going to transform them from that to it being an advantage. So I think at this point, you might as well run it out and try to hope for continuity and hope for you gel at the right time. I don't know if firing Kevin has as many pros as it could cons when you know you can win ugly. Mm-hmm. But this summer, I feel like they have to be thinking about major changes.
Yeah, I think, and to your point, there were times this game where they went tempo and it looked good. And you're like, okay, this is fine. I texted you guys early in the game because they ran 2 jet sweeps. And I was like, I haven't seen a jet sweep in 3 years. It's been so long since I've seen anything like that. And I think even if you don't fire Patullo, what needs to happen is basically what happened in Detroit, which is hey, you're not fired. You're still going to be a part of this, but play calling specifically is not going to be your job, right? We can hand that to somebody else.
You want to give it to Sirianni? God no.
God no. But there has to be somebody else in that building that has a better feel for the game, a better feel for when to call things. Because I do think a lot of the conservative nature that is very clearly institutional. Yeah, and that is very clearly Sirianni is hey, this is what he just said. What we're gonna do.
There has to be someone in the building that can play call. We gotta look long and far. Find offensive line coach. You like to call plays? Let's give it a try. Wide receivers coach. Submit your resume. We need to find anybody who can do this.
I don't care if you go on Twitter, you call Coach Dan Casey and tell him to come in here and start calling plays. But what's been happening this entire year is not great. And the one game where you can say, okay, this is kind of how the offense should go from start to finish would probably be the Minnesota game. And even then, that game was cool for a second, had its lulls, whatever. I will also say, because I have to be fair, and I mentioned the sack that he took on 3rd and 2. Mm-hmm. Jalen, sir, please start hitting your deep balls because there have been moments. The entire thing of the way that you play is also predicated on knocking down these deep balls.
Yep.
And there
only passing strength.
And there have been times, especially early on in the game, missed Smitty early on, the 40-yard bomb. I'm actually okay with it. He gave Smitty a chance. Smitty made an amazing play. Those have to be there. And we've seen multiple times this year where you have wide open receivers down the field, and it's looking like we are regressing to Bobert Nix. And and you have to be able to create those explosives every single week, and you have to be much, much better. So I will say, like, the accuracy downfield is something that I am starting to get a little nervous about. Everything else, we're gonna cross our fingers, we're gonna pray, and then, like you said, in the offseason, everybody is fired. And I do think also going into this game and then coming out of this game, I feel so much like, and obviously, like, we weren't there, but over the summer they had the Cowboys doc that came out, and like you're watching that and you're watching all the drama and everything that happens. And, like, they fired Jimmy Johnson after winning back-to-back Super Bowls. It really does feel like, oh, like, is this what that dynasty was like? Is this what it was, where, like, every single week people can win, or, like, you have Super Bowl expectations, and, like, there still is a respectable non-zero chance that the Eagles win the Super Bowl, and we're here talking in week 12 about, yeah, maybe Sirianni should be gone, and it feels insane that we would be here, but this is where we are right now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Tough.
I love it, man.
All right, well, that's 23 minutes about the Philadelphia Eagles.
They embarrassed me.
Yeah, they did.
In front of my family.
They did. Now
I
let's
can't
get
take
that off.
this, man.
We're going to take a quick break from the show to once again tell you about our partners over at Arena Club. If you were anything like us as a kid, you were deep into baseball cards, football cards, for me, Pokemon cards, even Yu-Gi-Oh cards, getting deep into the weeds, collecting as many as you can. And Arena Club is the best way to find that childhood feeling. Arena Club is the most trusted name in the game. They offer full transparency, showing every card in the pack with the likelihood of pulling each one, so you know exactly what's available before you buy. And we're here to tell you today specifically about their slap packs. When you open a slap pack, you get a real, authentic, PSA-graded card that you can either get shipped to you, you can sell it to them back on their marketplace, or you can store it for later. So today, we're going to open a slap pack.
Need this.
If it's an AFC player, Donovan gets the card. If it's an NFC player, Mo gets the card. You can
All right,
keep
let's do
it,
it.
sell it, you decide.
Wait,
where you
no.
open it.
Flip.
Wait, why?
If I get a Jalen Hurts card, I'm keeping
Okay,
it.
No.
NFC, you get it. AFC, you get it.
Okay, whatever.
You guys will keep it. Either take the value, we'll sell it back to them, or you can have it shipped to us.
All right.
So we're opening up right now. PSA,
Let's go.
Ruby Football Arena Club slap pack.
Open it up.
What do we got?
We're doing money spreads on slap packs.
We got,
Ooh.
oh, we got a Herbert.
Ooh.
We got a Justin Herbert.
You can have that.
I keep it.
Okay, so you get it now.
Yeah.
So we go to
A
next.
card for a top 20 quarterback. That's good.
Yeah.
You
top,
can
said top 20.
They will offer 135 value, or we can get it shipped to us. We can put it in the studio.
I want it. I need this.
Okay, we're going to decide later. We're going to keep it. We're going to get it shipped here. You guys will see it in our studio up there. And these slap packs come with a wide range of values. You can get in for as little as $25. And each of these packs is a grill card that if you pull it, you can get up to 20 times the value of the pack. I'm telling you all this about slap packs. And right now, you can get 20% off your first slap pack purchase by going to arenaclub.com/housecall and using code housecall. So once again, check out Arena Club, use code housecall for 20% off, and see what you can get from a slap pack. It probably won't be better than Justin Herbert if you ask me, but maybe you can get lucky.
I'm good. I'll keep it.
You know I'm keeping it. You're not touching that card. We have 11 more teams to talk about. We're going to give one fatal flaw for every single Super Bowl contender, starting with the Eagles. Next team I want to talk about, Los Angeles Rams.
Dude, they are so good. It's so hard to talk about like a fatal flaw there, is because on paper this team just feels so perfect from, I guess, like week 3 or 4 and onwards. Matthew Stafford is just continuously putting up historic stats. I think he has like 27 passing TDs without an interception, which is just
Ridiculous.
Like, it's never been done before since it's been tracked in the 80s or whatever.
We started talking about that when it was 10-0. He's up to 27-0 now. We've been saying this for the last 3 weeks. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Man. So where do you guys want to start?
Okay, so fatal flaw. I guess, so the thought experiment here is if we're imagining them in the playoff setting and they're trying to make a deep run for their expectations, which is obviously win the Super Bowl now. They're my Super Bowl favorites. I think they're going to win. But if there's a world in which they lose in the first round because something goes haywire and they lose to, who would they face in the first round right now? A wild card team. Let's say it's the Packers after their bye.
Well, yeah, because they're the one.
Yeah,
seed
yeah.
now.
So their first game.
Crazy.
Let's say they face the Packers coming out of the wild card round, whatever, and they lose. I think the fatal flaw would be Matthew Stafford under pressure. and the offensive line wasn't able to protect him, and they were able to get him off his spots, and he didn't make some plays with his legs and wasn't comfortable. They weren't able to do their, I guess, they wouldn't be able to have the perfect rhythm they have right now to their offense. Because right now, if Matthew Stafford isn't under pressure and they get you in your base defense with the 2 or 3 tight end sets, and he can just pick you apart with Devonta Adams on the outside, you're not stopping this offense. The only way to do it is get him under pressure and make it so they can't do that formula that's working so well right now. That'd be the only fatal flaw. And I'm saying that I don't really see it happening. This is as close to a flawless team as possible right now with the way they're playing.
What you're describing is like, dad in front of the TV was like, listen, man, we could just get pressure on them before.
Yeah, like every QB,
we're good. It's a big third down here. Like that's really what it feels like watching them. And for 30 seconds last night, that game was competitive. And after that, I mean, you're seeing Devonta Adams just doing what he does. He's getting off the line, incredible releases. You're seeing Puka Nacua do what he does, be as versatile of a wide receiver as you can. He's lining up everywhere. He's being put in motion. The run game looks good. They're coming out with these personnel, with 13 personnel. The defense looks awesome. Their cornerbacks, who were much maligned and a lot of throwaways and discards, they're fine and they're making plays. And with that pass rush, it's like what we talked about early on in the season with Green Bay, where your pass rush was going so crazy that you can live with it because now your corners are so empowered because they know I don't have to cover for 3 seconds. I only have to cover for 2. I only have to cover for 1.5, and I could be more aggressive on whatever I'm doing. And I feel more comfortable. They are that, and right now their defense is so complementary to each other that if Stafford is upright, I mean, there's not a pass he can't make.
He's amazing.
There's not a drive that they can't flip in a second. They feel as complete as anybody.
You mentioned the DBs before the season. That was their biggest glaring flaw. Is we knew that with Turner and Fisk in the middle being these pocket crushing, pass rushing defensive tackles that can create pressure, and then Byron Young and Jerry Verse on the edges. Jerry Verse being the most unique power rusher in the NFL that will just destroy whoever's in front of him every play, and Byron Young is the speed rusher to clean things up. And then you add in Poona Ford as their 5th best defensive lineman, who's one of the best run stoppers at the position. That defensive line was going to be a strength. It was a question mark of what they can do on the secondary around that. The safeties are solid in the cams, but the corners were a question. Their main corner that's been getting the headlines is a first-round reclamation project in Forbes, who was outright horrible in his previous stop. Now he's really good. He's more than serviceable.
And add Durant into that conversation too.
Exactly. They've found a way to make the corners not be an issue. So now the defense is clicking on all cylinders. It's insane. And then offensively, I mentioned the new fatal flaw since the secondary isn't an issue is can we protect Matthew Stafford? Because our line isn't the best in the league. And obviously he's an immobile quarterback. He's like 37 years old. If we can make him move around, it's going to take him off of his best game. That's a flaw of any team ever. If the quarterback is pressured, they're going to suck. If you're saying that the one glaring flaw we can point to is if the quarterback gets under pressure, things will get hard. No shit. That's like saying in basketball, if they don't make the 3-point shots, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Duh.
Something that we talked about way earlier in the year and a couple of losses that they had, one of them being against the Eagles, I believe, is everyone was jumping on Coach Sean McVay and how he would have a tendency to take his foot off the gas. Well, over the last fucking few weeks, he's been stomping out to fucking everyone's grave. And I can't even say that anymore,
Yeah, they honestly are clicking right now. Like there's really, after what I've seen the past few weeks, they should win the Super Bowl, I think. Like they should be the resounding favorite if the playoffs started today. We'll see how that looks in 6 weeks. It's obviously who stays healthy, how everybody's playing. What have you done for me lately when you get to playoff time? Right now, though, they are as perfect as any team in the league.
Yeah.
And I will be rooting for the Seattle Seahawks with everything in my heart come December 18th.
As a Chargers fan who has no hope for them making a run anymore, given the state of the offensive line, we're not going to talk about them today because I don't even care to say offensive line is fatal flaw.
You're going crosstown?
I think I want the Rams to win. I think I want Matthew Stafford to get another title, maybe get an MVP, ride off into the sunset, retire, do his I'm going to Disneyland retire speech at the end of the Super Bowl, and just go out on top, solidifying his Hall of Fame legend status. I think that's my favorite outcome right now.
Yeah, I agree. I am too for potentially selfish reasons. They are on my definite radar, but also it'll be the funniest thing ever considering your stance on the Rams too and how we had our 2-second discourse whether or not Matthew Stafford's going to make the Hall of Fame and how good is he going to be. We're talked about him being on epidurals and all that. And now it's just.
I mean, yeah, like if he wins MVP and wins another ring, then
of course.
Everything changes.
Low-key,
Of course,
even if he
yeah.
doesn't win MVP, he just has this caliber of season this late in his career. It could go a long way to like solidify a Hall of Fame case where
Yeah.
like he doesn't have the most All-Pro, Pro Bowl seasons, but he's the most like your favorite quarterback player ever, the most respected quarterback that always is brought up as being that guy. Like, you ask any quarterback who's the most underrated player in the league, a lot of times they say Matthew Stafford. Having the ring, then having this late career push where you're just playing as good as literally anybody in the league, even if there is no like hard accolade, he'll probably be all pro actually. So there will be that. But even if there is no MVP, is no ring, I think this still might be a Hall of Fame solidifier.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Because he's already obviously like borderline. Like it's a debate. Some people could say no, but he's obviously very close. This could push him over the edge.
Yeah, probably good. The NFC is as wide open, and I think like if their fatal flaw is the fact that the Seahawks play in their division and that they have another team that like people can look at it and say you are at the top of the conference, and you also have to keep pace with them and have another matchup with them. That's honestly the biggest thing, because if they lose that game on Thursday night, not this Thursday night, but they have a Thursday night matchup against the Seahawks, and so if they go to Seattle, lose that game, and then it ends up flipping, and now you are the 5 seed instead of the 1 seed, that throws off a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah.
Because then obviously your playoff run is on the road. You have to play an extra game. Like
In Seattle, hard place to play.
Yeah, that's. I look at the Rams, and scheduling would be like the only thing that I could look at them and say that could potentially throw them off of the crazy course that they're on.
And
right
in
now.
that game against Seattle, where they obviously beat them a couple weeks ago, we did see kind of that fatal flaw I talked about with Matthew Stafford getting put under pressure. Like that wasn't the best Rams offensive game in terms of consistency and success rate. The Seahawks defensive line was able to pressure him. We were able to see part of that, downside where things aren't going completely perfectly. So Seahawks are the team that could push him for that reason with that defensive line.
Yeah, Darnold had 4 interceptions as well. Like they were
still in the game.
That was a game built for the Rams to just dominate.
Yeah.
You start off fast. You have turnovers early. You get 4 interceptions, and still the Seahawks had a field goal to win the game, an opportunity to do that. So yeah, we'll see what the second game looks like and how the NFC West ultimately plays out. But that's like the biggest thing in their way right now.
And specifically those tackles, how they can keep Matthew Stafford out from under pressure. Matthew Stafford is 17th in pressures on dropbacks right now in the league. And 86% of those pressures are credited to his offensive line. Only 6.9% are credited to him. And PFF does that stat. So based on like, does a quarterback hold the ball for too long?
Yeah.
No, he never does. He just gets killed by his tackle sometimes.
Yeah.
Both of his tackles, left and right tackle percentage, are credited for 27.7% of his dropbacks. That is immensely high.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Chargers, where is Justin Herbert's obviously number 1 in the league. His left tackle is only 23.3% of these pressures.
Jeez.
So you're giving more pressures in terms of percentage of them allowed than Austin Deculus. And granted, it's because some games they had Joe out there who is a fucking turret, doesn't give anybody back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the tackle play is going to be their fatal flaw, if anything.
First good thing said about Austin Deculus.
Yeah,
But really not even. Let's not get confused. Nothing good was said.
Do we want to weasel our way into Seattle talk?
We can do Seattle now.
Okay.
What is the fatal flaw of the Seattle Seahawks? If they lose in the wild card round, what will be the fatal flaw that got them there?
The fatal flaw obviously would be Sam Darnold pissing down his leg again and like can't handle pressure. If you are able to withstand that, then I think if you're just playing like a normal game where he doesn't turn the ball over 4 times, then like their ability to run the ball is gonna be something that they're gonna have to either figure out how to do it. It's probably not gonna happen at this point in the season, or you just have to figure out a way to scheme around it and make up for it in the aggregate. But Sam Darnold and his ability to navigate pressure or to not fold completely under pressure and the run game, those are the 2 things that they're going to have to really, really watch out for going into the playoffs.
Sam Darnold is 3rd in the league in EPA per play right now.
What the hell?
He is playing an amazing level.
Mm.
And yes, what you just named are the 2 flaws in their offense. Defensively, they're pretty much stacked. I'm not worried about their fatal flaw being defensive whatsoever. We know the depth of their defensive line with Nick Imamori playing such a high level now. The versatility in their safety room, the versatility in their DB room in general is immense. They're going to be locked down. Offensively, they're not going to run the ball. That's just their identity. Their offensive line isn't good enough. They have no ability to get Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet going at a high level. They have to do it through the pass, through the condensed formation play action game they've been killing it with all year, with Sam Darnold being 3rd overall in EPA. I think we can say Sam Darnold's play will be their fatal flaw. if anything, are the inconsistency under pressure in big moments, because they're not going to have, we're not really expecting any world in which the run game goes well. So it really does come down to, in the playoffs, do you get this version of peak Sam Darnold that's playing as good as anybody, or do you get past year Sam Darnold where things fall apart? It really does feel like it comes down to him.
He can't do this every time, right? Like there has to be, because even the guys who are notorious for choking or notorious for folding under pressure, like there are still some performances that they can roll out and it still be competent. And I think that Sam has to be able to do one. And the one thing that I would give him in his favor is, like, you know what? Those 3 games that he played that were terrible. He played a really good Lions defense, a divisional opponent for the second time that season, and then the other 2 games were against the Rams. And you can look at Sam Darnold and you can look at the 3 games that everybody's judging him off of and saying, once again, 2 of them are against people who have seen him before, and they are against a team, especially in the Rams, who we are talking about as potential Super Bowl favorites. We're talking about as, like, maybe they just have his number. They are going to be another team that's really, really matchup dependent.
Yeah.
And, like, if they go and they play Tampa Bay right now, it sucks because Tampa Bay is just, they've fallen off. They're so hurt. They're so injured. Everything has gone wrong after, like, the first 6 weeks of the year. But they would dominate Tampa Bay. Like, I would dominate whatever. They will win comfortably, I think, right now against them.
I wouldn't be super worried about it in prediction.
But if they went and they played the Rams, it would be different. I do think in a playoff scenario, the way that the Eagles defensive line have been playing, if they play them, the Eagles can probably get to Sam Darnold too. Like, there's a couple things that a couple matchups that aren't the best. So you're just hoping that you get the right game at the right time with Darnold. But that's really what you have to kind of worry about. But you knew that whenever you signed Sam Darnold.
Yeah, like the boogeyman that you guys have been talking about throughout the entirety of the offseason. And that's why we've been y'all been so skeptical about the Seahawks and what their ceiling is the eventual boogeyman and the eventual, like, Green Goblin mask of Sam Darnold trying to be fucking Superman. And he just throws the most hideous picks of all time. In the last 2 weeks, or 2 weeks ago, we saw that happen in that Rams game. But me personally, I do feel better knowing, okay, like, the line is the line, but the run blocking has been slightly better over the last at least 3 weeks. They've been a top 12 rushing team in the league. Now, barring who are they facing? Don't ask me that. I'm just giving you stats and I'm saying the facts that are coming out of my mouth. Top 12 rushing team over the last 3 games. But at the end of the day, I think you guys are right. We were almost given like a trailer as to what the actual worst case scenario looks like. And even with the worst case scenario, like you said, they just lost by a couple points, just a field goal. And that's it.
Yeah. I'm not even necessarily blaming this on Sam Darnold. My worry isn't necessarily Sam Darnold can't rise to the occasion and deal with pressure. It's not even anything like that. He's 6th in the NFL right now in EPA per play on dropbacks underneath pressure. So it's a negative EPA per play like it is for everybody except for Patrick Mahomes, who somehow has a positive EPA under pressure, which is ridiculous. But he is largely fine. I'm not worried about him. You know, the interceptions can be the interceptions. A few bad plays can swing a game. It's really, can the offensive line deal with stunts? Can the offensive line keep him under somewhat clean pockets so he can do his thing? So the fatal flaw isn't even he sucks under pressure. It's hopefully the offensive line doesn't make him drown. He has no chance. Yeah,
I agree, because their defense is still top of the line. The running backs, Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, getting better and better over the last few weeks. Their receiving core obviously is just ridiculous, considering you have the best receiver in the league and just had an addition. You just added an addition a couple weeks ago after the trade deadline. Like, I'm not going to say they're the perfect team, but when it comes to their game plan and how they've been executing offensively and especially defensively too, they feel damn near like bulletproof.
Yeah, they're incredible. They have as good of a chance as anybody to win the NFC outside of the Rams, who I think are the favorites. They are not a distant second to me.
But this damn offensive line.
We'll see. As long as you don't got to play Jared Verse and Byron Young running Shula stunts, they'll probably.
You might have to.
Yeah.
You might have to.
You almost certainly will.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any stats that quantify that I can find that, like, your success rate versus stunts. I don't know if anybody tracks that. Theirs has to be low.
Yeah.
Next team. Let's talk about a team that I don't think anybody would have expected them to be on an episode in which we're talking about Super Bowl contenders. Talking about teams that have earned their way into being, one of those teams that you have to talk about when you talk about projecting the playoffs.
Okay.
Chicago Bears.
Hey.
What the hell, man?
Chicago
Your
Bears.
guys.
The Chicago Bears are here. They continue to sit at first place with 8-4 now. 8-4 in the NFC North, first place.
They're 8-3, I think.
Or 8-3.
Yep.
Sorry. They are so good right now. They just played the Steelers defense, which isn't a bad defense. It's not the greatest one, but it's not some trash defense, right? Not something that you'd say, oh, but they played the Steelers. They whooped them up and down the field all day offensively. Every metric that gauges the last 6 or 7 weeks right now, you go to EPA per play, success rate, points per game, all that. Everything is outlining the Chicago Bears as a top-tier offense. We are seeing the Ben Johnson vision really come to fruition right now.
Yeah. Well, seeing what they've been able to do on offense isn't, with how Ben Johnson was talked about, feels like the best head coaching signing throughout the year. It makes sense. But to me, what's been sticking out like a fucking sore thumb, what's so like, wow, like shocking to me, is seeing how they went to the junkyard and they just got anything they could work with defensively, and they've just been barely getting by and putting things together. Seeing how they've just been running with scraps. Literally everyone on the defensive end, a lot of their first stringers and second stringers are dead, bro.
They started nothing but backup linebackers in this game.
Yes, exactly. And seeing how they've been, now, of course, like the Steelers' offense is, the Steelers' offense. I'm not going to say that they did some Herculean thing, but considering what they had to work with, very impressive. And I think the ceiling on this team is a little bit higher than what I initially thought. But also, this 8-3 might be a little bit fluky, a little bit fugazi.
Yeah, they're just here because they've earned it.
Exactly.
I don't think we think they're going to win the Super Bowl. But listen, when you go 8-3 and you just keep winning your games, you're going to make it onto a list like this. Yeah. Fatal flaw is obviously defense. And in general, every level of the defense is a fatal flaw right now. It is a bad defense. Linebackers all injured. They did what they did in this game with the scraps, commendable. Corners, they have 2 stars, haven't played much this season at all, really. They're coming back soon. Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson will be here for a playoff run if they don't get hurt again, which is good. If that happens, that'll do a gigantic difference to their defense and their ability to have something we think can be, just good enough to win a playoff game. If they have those guys there with the big play safeties they've had and the emergence of Nashawn Wright, they can have a good secondary come playoff time. Will that pass rush be good enough? Probably not. So the fatal flaw is the pressure they can put on quarterbacks and just the lack of juice in the pass rush game. Shout out Sweat. It's him against the world right now. There's really no other difference makers that are consistently crushing the pocket on that team. But, maybe the secondary makes it easier on them and we see a miracle run.
Their next 2 games are going to be so interesting because they have the Eagles on Friday. And then after that, they have Green Bay in Green Bay. And the way, they've been winning all of these games where it's the first 3 quarters are man, what is going on? And then they have your one drive at the end. Caleb clutches up, breaks 3 tackles, scrambles out, makes a crazy throw, and then all of a sudden, oh, woohoo, we won the game. That's kind of been the story of it. If they go to Philly and to Green Bay, if they walk out at 10-3,
oh my God.
If they get wins in both of those games, because both of those teams are exactly okay, maybe not exactly the same, but conceptually, they're the same team. It's possible, especially if they have clearly found a way to keep the operation intact at the end of these games and not completely fall apart. And you can see them getting the confidence to make all of these plays at the end of games. With the way that the Eagles offense looks right now, with the way that the Packers just let people stay in games, it's not crazy to think that they could be 10-3 and the 2 seed in the NFC.
Or you just split. Weeks. If you go 9-4, pretty goddamn good start. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah. I think I feel confident in them potentially splitting those matchups, but when it comes to thinking about them as a legit contender.
Lost this week. Thank you for the alliance. Now do your job and lose.
Thinking about them as a contender feels so hard because A, they can't stop anyone in the red zone. B, they allow, I think, 5.2 yards per carry in the run, which is just atrocious. They can't stop anyone at all on that front. And then also just when it comes to yards in the air, they allowed 22 passing touchdowns throughout the entirety of the year. They only beat they're 11 games in. They only beat 2 teams above 500 right now so far this season.
Don't worry about all that.
Listen, you play your schedule, and when we get to other people on this list, Other teams on this list have basically done the same thing where
Yeah.
a lot of their wins are against bad teams.
So we glaze the Patriots for destroying a 4th place schedule, but now we got to criticize the Bears for destroying a 4th place schedule.
Exactly.
Listen,
The game is the game. I don't see the Raiders destroying their 4th place schedule.
Also,
the Raiders.
they were this close to being walked down by 9 last week.
All I'm hearing is a bunch of what didn't happen.
Yeah. Ifs and almost. That's true. You got it.
But yeah, obviously they're not. I don't think anybody's considering them a real contender, but
They're here.
shout out them, man. They've earned their right to be in this conversation at the first place. I think every division winner besides the Buccaneers is on this list. Shout out the Bears.
Yeah, who would have thought that they would be number 1 in their division at this point of the year? It's crazy, man. Crazy. None of us.
Now,
predicted
is that about the other teams being disappointing a little bit?
Stop.
But they're getting the best case scenario. We talked about this summer that I was like, if Caleb Williams is good and we think that they're a quarterback away from having a top flight offense and we think their defense, we kind of thought it'd be better than this given some certain factors, mostly injuries. It was always in the cards that they'd be really good if Caleb was ready. And this past game against the Steelers is the most ready Caleb has looked to me. I think that was one of the best games he's played all season in terms of limiting mistakes. Obviously, there was that terrible sack taken for a touchdown in the end zone. But outside of that, he played a great game. He was hitting the breaking routes on the concepts way more consistently than it was all game. I mean, all season. That was one of the better games he's played this season.
Okay.
Detroit Lions. Let's stay in the division. What is the fatal flaw of the Lions?
Weather. If they have to play outside, it's a wrap. If I see one of those big jackets on Jared Goff, it's over.
One of those big jackets.
It's over.
Their fatal flaw is run blocking. It's the consistency of the run game, I think. I think that's kind of been the main thing that's held back this offense from being the extremely high-powered, top-flight offense has been in recent years.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have some defensive holes too, but if they're going to win, it's going to be off the strength of the offense putting up 1 million points. And I think the consistency in the run game, which is funny to say after Jahmyr Gibbs just had a fucking outlandish game, but I think the reason they were into that game, it was such a shootout with the Giants, I would say the run blocking would be the thing that if we get to a playoff series and they face, I said playoff series, wrong sport, get to a playoff game and they face a great defense, let's say they face the Eagles, and they can completely shut down the up the middle runs and really force them to go to the outside, and the linebacking core of the Eagles can really keep up with the pace going to the sidelines, and they can't get the ball going, and it's one of those games where David Montgomery has 5 rushes for 25 yards and Jahmyr Gibbs is bottled up. I think that could kind of cause a domino effect where the whole offense falls apart.
Yeah, I think so as well. And they got saved yesterday because Jahmyr Gibbs is just, he's so good. He's amazing. And his explosiveness and his ability, his stop start in the league, I think is the best. I think hands down. And his ability to turn up and to really, really accelerate. I don't think that there's anybody better in the league than him. And so first play of overtime, cool. We're just gonna give it. We're gonna give Jahmyr the ball. We're gonna have him save us. Outside of that, I think for a lot of teams, when you can't run the ball, it's not just this old school you gotta run the ball. You gotta do this. It really is. Our offense is built on running the ball so that we can set up play action, so that we can stay on schedule, so that we can do all of these other things, as opposed to just we're just gonna set it up and have this there's a reason why they need to do it, and you will see that throughout the year. And also for yesterday's game, I mean, Jameis Winston is just a demon.
Whoever that linebacker was that he just trampled over, cut him immediately.
That game wasn't the main one that I was watching, and so I was on Twitter. I saw the highlight, and so whenever I saw it with somebody catching the ball, and so I saw it. I saw he made a move, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice." And then it replayed. I was like, "Wait, Jameis did that?"
Yeah.
He legitimately looked like a wide receiver on that play. And
He's huge.
no, he's crazy. He's a
gigantic.
good athlete.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the Lions, this is kind of the thing that we've been saying from week one, which is your interior offensive line is very different. And you have to figure out a way to either sustain what you were able to do last year or find a way to where you can find your advantages, which is Jared Goff over the middle, which is situational awareness, which is something that they've been really, really good in years past, and being able to convert on fourth down, being able to put pressure on other teams to also match your aggressiveness, because you have to match the amount of possessions that we're gonna get.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take every single chance, and we're gonna take every opportunity to add another score on the board. And if you're not willing to do that, then that's fine. They can't get to that aspect of the game if they can't run the ball.
Yeah, and obviously they're still a good running team. They're 10th overall in rushing EPA per rush. Well, rushing EPA per rush, how redundant. In EPA per rush. But the goal is to be much higher than that when you have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. And the issue is they are second in EPA per rush on early downs. So when they are playing ahead of schedule and doing the normal thing where they're among the best in the league, this whole era of Lions football, at passing on early downs and making it hard to know if they're going to do a basic run on first down. So it makes it more effective for them to rush because it's less of a certainty than some teams who are more predictable in that fashion. They go from second on early downs in rushing EPA to 31st on late downs in EPA. And that meets the eye test. There's been so many plays when they try to rush on third down and try to catch people off guard that it feels like for some reason they just aren't as capable of blocking up front on those. I don't really know why, but for some reason that's been a trend all year.
I don't know like how much of it is like just trying to set yourself up for fourth down, right? Like there has to be some aspect of it
Maybe.
where you know, hey, we're in fourth down territory here, and even if it is a third and long, it's fine. Like we can just set ourselves up for something manageable on fourth down. But even then, even if you're doing that, you would still want to be able to get into like a 4th and 2 from a 3rd and 7, as opposed to, oh, now it's just 4th and 5 after a 3rd and 7 and we just got 2 yards. Like you would still want that to be better so that your fourth downs are much more manageable and you can stay on schedule that way.
Yeah.
So I think for them, they have to figure it out. But the good part is you have somebody like Jahmyr Gibbs that he is one play away, one carry away from saving your entire operation at any point. And you can get out of a dogfight with the Giants if you just turn around and give Jahmyr Gibbs the ball and you look up and now he's going 70 yards to the crib.
Yeah, I think another good indication stat-wise of the lack of consistency blocking between the tackles is they're 16th in EPA per rush in the red zone. And I think that stands out a lot from the short area yardage where they need to get up the middle. All the times they try to rush up the middle on goal line situations and it's been stuffed. That's just those type of small situations that, I shouldn't even say small, big situations where you need little gains and it hasn't been super consistent throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
Okay, next team, Green Bay Packers. What is their fatal flaw?
I mean, I would say it's the run game, and I would say like them trying to be this very conservative, yes, but also like this like counterpunching. Like we're gonna take our shots in certain moments instead of I'm putting my foot on the gas. We're gonna be full throttle and allowing yourself to get into these spots where every single play is now worth 2 times as much as it should be, because you're doing all of the weird things where you're taking 30 seconds to get the play haul. You're being conservative on some of these early downs and even late downs. And we've seen
it's early downs.
Yeah.
Early downs is really the story here, I think. The conservatism is what the fans call it, right? When it's like, why are they doing all these weak ass runs? Why are they doing these screens? Throw it down the field. They want to stay ahead of the chains and set up 3rd and short. That's the name of the game for Matt LaFleur. And the health of the offensive line, the health of the run game in general, the health of the quick game of the pass has not been good. They're 16th in success rate on early downs, 1st in success rate on late downs. That is not a coincidence. They want to be 1st in success rate on late downs. But ideally, you can be successful on both and set it up so you're an incredibly hard to stop offense. And the whole season, the story of this offense is stuffed run, 4-yard gain, Jordan Love, save us on 3rd down. That's been the entire thing. That's hard to imagine it working when you go against a team in the playoffs that is also an elite defense and also can score on your elite defense. Finding a way to be successful on early downs and finding a way to set up the 3rd and shorts you like without sacrificing and wasting run plays on the first 2 downs is essential, because that is a exact type of offense that fails in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I think every time that I personally watch the Packers play on offense and seeing how there's lack of mix in the offensive game. Outside of like this last game, did like a pretty decent job or whatever. But I always walk away feeling like, damn, like I feel like they could have gotten a little bit more.
Mhm.
There's always meat left on the bone.
Yeah, that's the story of the season for them. Is there's so much meat left on the bone, and really the fatal flaw might be the health of this team.
Mhm.
We've lost offensive linemen throughout the whole season. That's made our run game slightly less efficient because the blocking is slightly less ideal. We had our main counterpunch being the deep balls. We don't have Jaden Reed, who's coming back now, so we'll see if he's healthy then. We'll see if we get a healthy Matthew Golden going to the playoffs, if we can get him going. But on top of them being based on running on early downs, setting up third and short, and beating you deep with Jordan Love and these array of wide receivers, their short area counter to that was Tucker Kraft and his amazing yards after catch ability. He's not coming
gone.
back. Losing your main counter in the short area in that way, that really is the weapon that made this whole offense go. So their fatal flaw might just be they're never going to be whole.
If that's the case, then like obviously you have to adjust, right, what your game plan is. And this would be the time, and it sounds very, very remedial, but this is also what the money's for, of like
Jordan Love,
yeah.
and he's been good.
But like you're paying him X amount of dollars. You're gonna eventually have to lean on him in certain situations to just say, hey, today I'm gonna just need you to carry us, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to do it one time. And again, not to say that he is incapable or that he hasn't done it and everything is his fault. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying just from a game plan perspective, you will get into a situation where we are in a playoff game and maybe you aren't being as effective in the run as you want to. And then it's like, well, full route tree open up, full playbook open up, like, or we're just gonna not even full playbook open up. Get the second playbook and let's start using those plays to try and see if you can use some of your better players to create advantages elsewhere.
Yeah, they're very similar to the Eagles in that they get it done in ways that measure out in every advanced analytic as being a highly efficient pass game, but it's frustrating to every fan that watches it and has to deal with the downside plays in between.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just who they are. So let's hope they can win with
I don't
defense. Next team. This team has to be on here still, even though they've been slandered left and right. Buffalo Bills. What is the fatal flaw of the Buffalo Bills that will stop them from finally getting a ring under Josh Allen?
They asking Josh Allen to be Superman, bro.
They really
Still
are.
to this fucking day. And
He needs to be
sometimes-
God.
Yeah, and sometimes he just fucking can't.
This team has more flaws than their strengths right now, I think.
Mm.
The fatal flaw is the roster isn't good enough. That's the fatal flaw. The reason you're in these conversations is because Josh Allen is a genius and you're an overall, I would still say well-coached team despite the issues, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They're better coached than more than half the league, I think. And you have Josh Allen. And you have an amazing run game and a good offensive line that facilitates that. Outside of that, it's mostly flaws on this roster.
What were they doing in the offseason?
Fucking, I don't know.
What was their biggest like offseason acquisition?
Joey Bosa,
Okay, very true. I'm
Josh
not gonna,
Palmer. The drafting of Maxwell Harrison and a couple of young defensive tackles who are young defensive tackles, a position that usually takes time to get going. Their weapons aren't good enough.
Mhm.
Pass catchers, not good enough. They don't create separation against man coverage. They aren't down the field threats consistently. They really have to rely on Josh Allen being Superman in the passing game. That is what it is. It leads to variance, and it leads to games like we just saw when they lose because of that, because everything falls apart offensively. Defensively, they're not a good tackling team. They aren't an above average edge rushing team. They aren't destroying pockets or people. Their safety room is horrendous. The cornerback room has been banged up all year, and the linebackers are just the most average linebacking core in the league, I think. They really don't have a strength defensively, and their main strength offensively is high variance now because of supporting cast around them.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go, and the fatal flaw is the defense.
Mhm.
I think much more so than the offense, because it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, we have Josh Allen, a good running game and a good offensive line. I honestly, I could not care. It matters. Couldn't care less that your receivers are who they are. When you have those three things offensively, figure it out. We can cry later. It's the defense is the biggest aspect of it, in that everybody who plays the Bills,
You can't have a bad defense and bad weapons, though. You kind of need to pick one. If you're going to do the no weapons
you have
thing,
good. What do you mean? You have Josh Allen.
I mean passing catchers is what I mean by weapons.
It-
They're wide receiver. It's a problem they can't separate.
It's something that one, again, it's not the fatal flaw for them. I'm not like, if they lose, I 1000% think is going to be because anybody who plays them is going to be able to rip off a 20-yard run at any moment. And you can have any running back. You can put Dalvin Cook back there, and at this point, and he can still get an explosive run on them. And it happens every single game. It happens multiple times, and that's going to be the reason why they lose. I think offensively, it's you have a running back who's playing at a very, very high level. You have an offensive line that has been together for a long period of time, who knows how to play together, and who are all still very, very good. And you have a guy that, especially coming into the year, and even at points in this year, people have looked at and said he's the best quarterback in the league, or he's playing like the best quarterback in the league. Mm-hmm. When you have those three things offensively, I'm not going to look at that and say that's the fatal flaw. They have been bad defensively this entire year. They don't create turnovers. They don't get people off schedule. Right? They're gonna have to ask Josh Allen to be Superman. I'm going to need you to do it for 3 weeks. And if they want to win, that's going to happen. Or 4 weeks if you want to win the Super Bowl. But that's going to be the story for them.
The number one defense in the league at giving up rushes over 10 yards, big chunk rushes, is the New York Giants at 56. They fired their defensive coordinator today. Mm-hmm. Number 2 in the league is the Buffalo Bills at 48.
You're next.
They're not far behind. Their defensive line and the interior defensive line isn't the worst in the league or anything. They have a decently high stuff percentage of runs. But if you can get past them and you can scheme yourself to the second level, you will run past those safeties every time. They will miss a tackle. You get them to the edge, you will make a guy miss every single time. It is horrendous. They lack a discipline. I shouldn't even say discipline. They're just not talented tacklers at the second level of that defense. It's just going to be a flaw. And I don't know, you're right. That is the fatal flaw of why they'll probably lose. I'm just baking that into my brain. You can win with the style of having lackluster wide receivers, getting by on short area plays, and your quarterback making magic happen, like the Chiefs did in their last Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's super possible. That Chiefs team won because their defense was incredible, and Steve Spagnuolo was a god amongst men for that run. And Chris Jones was one of the best players in the league for a whole decade of football. It's pretty hard to find a team that wins with bad weapons on the outside, namely receivers, and a bad defense. That's a pretty impossible combination. So if we know the defense won't be good, you got to go all in. The offense has to be clicking, and I don't know if it's possible with these weapons.
It might not be possible with these weapons, but also if you're gonna do this, the way that you're gonna have to do it is obviously you're gonna have to run the ball effectively. Josh Allen's gonna have to play great, and he's gonna have to figure out a way to get all of the explosive plays, all of the very, very positive plays, and not have that come inherently with the turnovers. He had 2 interceptions on Thursday.
But why do you think that is?
Thursday night. I'm saying
it's because the receivers.
Here's what I'm saying specifically about Josh Allen, and this is separate from the Bills discussion as a whole. Just in the Josh Allen conversation, if you are, and this is why I am never ever going to look at him and say he is Mahomes. If you want to be Patrick, if you want to be the best quarterback in the league when this guy still exists, you have to figure out a way to do what he does or to do what he did. And that is elevating yourself and elevating your play to where it is not a one or the other. You just give everybody both. And you have to figure out a way to not turn the ball over multiple times in a game and still be able to produce at a high level. And so for years, Mahomes was able to do that, and it obviously led to Super Bowls. I understand it is a high bar. I'm also telling you that there were multiple people, especially over these last 2 years, that have been saying, oh, Mahomes has fallen off, Josh Allen is better. Now we're in this situation where you do have a good offensive line, you do have a good running game, and you are supposed to be the guy that people were saying, do the thing then. And if you can't, that's fine. I'm not going to say I'm not going to say you're a bad player. I'm saying you're not him. Yeah. And that is specifically what I'm arguing right now in the Josh Allen.
We're not arguing for him being better than Mahomes, so I get it. I mean, I agree.
That's the only thing.
Neither here nor there, though. It's still a hard situation to critique him for throwing interceptions when he really has to force it. And he's not Mahomes. I've never once thought he's Mahomes in that way. So I'm not even coming at it from that perspective of saying you should be able to do what Mahomes does. Everybody's better than Mahomes until Simon deals with what Mahomes deals with.
Exactly.
I'm not even going from that perspective. I'm not expecting him to be able to do that.
But even even if you go back to last week to the Bucks game, some of these interceptions are not because you have bad weapons. Throwing a 2-hand chest pass when you're under pressure has nothing to do with Keon Coleman being benched. That has everything to do with you making a dumb decision in that moment. You have to be able to cut those out, and we can't just you can't have that turnover and then an hour later we'd be like, oh well, Keon Coleman's been a bust. Shakir's not really a separator. No, you made that decision. That's a bad Josh Allen play. And so,
to say it has nothing to do with it though is a little unfair. I mean, what do you think? I mean,
that's specific.
Okay, I'm not talking about that specific play. I don't care about that specific play.
That is exactly what I'm talking about though. Is that you can have. We will. I'm telling you, we're going to get to a moment in the next 8 weeks where Josh Allen has another turnover just like that, where it is not Keon Coleman's fault. It is not Shakir's fault. It is the fact that you are making a 2-hand chest pass out of your own end zone. And people are going to excuse it because Keon Coleman for the majority of the year has not been good. He had nothing to do with that.
It's not about Keon Coleman's at fault for the specific play. I know. I get it. That's not the point at all. It's not that X player made you do this. It's that pressure breaks pipes. And when you're constantly trying to make plays on the field and nobody's open, sometimes you have to force things, trying to make things happen. It's inherently a high pressure play style when you're asking the quarterback to deal with this much pressure to make plays. You don't have
to force it in that moment.
You do though. Like at a certain point, he has to force things all the time. Not talking about is he going to throw another 2-hand chest pass that is an interception at the end zone. I'm not talking about that specifically. But the idea of him making bad plays that look like stupid interceptions is the same thing with Sam Darnold. When you're getting locked up under pressure nonstop in that Rams game and you end up panicking, trying to make it happen because there's 2 minutes left on the clock and you have to score on this drive. So you jump up and actually throw it right to the linebacker's chest because you're trying to squeeze it past him. That stuff happens less with a Josh Allen than it does with the Sam Darnold because he can deal with that more athletically. But it's not a coincidence that he has these dumb guy moments in games where his receivers are getting fucking pressed at the line and getting no separation. He has to throw the ball to someone. He can't just get nothing every play. It's going to lead to bad mistakes.
You have to cut those down.
Okay.
He has to do that.
Yeah.
And that is if you want to say okay fine, then the turnovers they're just going to be here. Okay, that's fine. That's just who Josh Allen is. That's cool. After the season, we can have more conversations about this.
It's not who Josh Allen is. It's who the Bills' offense is right now with the lack of easy outs to him.
Yeah, I think he's honestly doing as much as he can by even breaking tackles and evading all types of sacks and giving himself at least 2 or 3 more extra seconds of time to throw. But by the time he looks up and he's going through his extending his progressions, it's just the same thing. Guys just trying to create more space and they can't.
When your play, your only reads are 2 10-yard out routes and they're both getting pressed into the sidelines, you're going to have to force some shit. And it's going to look like you're an idiot that makes big mistakes, but really you have no outlet valves.
Yeah.
Not everything's on the quarterback.
Oh my goodness.
But also I agree with you. I don't think he should be viewed as that guy.
Because there's so many things. There's so many layers to this right now. We have to move on, but there's so much.
Denver Broncos, what will be the fatal flaw of the first place team in the AFC West?
They just keep on winning, man. I don't know what their flaw is. That's all they do. That's all they know how to do.
You know what their flaw is. You know exactly what it is.
The fatal flaw of this team, if they were to lose in the first round, will be the health of the passing game. Will be their ability to push the ball downfield over the middle of the field against the defense that is well equipped to sit on their short area passing yards and come downfield and stop their yards after catch abilities when they run these screens, run these shallow crossing routes, these drag routes, their tight ends, all these things that are all about getting the ball in their talented players' hands and keeping them ahead of the chains so Bo Nix can throw counter punches. If they face a defense who's very good at sitting on that, and that all comes apart, and we really force Bo Nix to read the middle of the field and push it, then we have an issue.
Yeah, shout out to Bobert too, because he did play his best game against the Chiefs, and he made the big time throws and high leverage moments, which for a majority of the year we haven't necessarily seen at every single turn, but he did it. And if they that's exactly what you would want a Bo Nix game to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to be this this wild spread it out Tom Brady, Peyton Manning type of game where he's going to get to the line, he's going to look at the defense, he's going to make checks, make adjustments, and now he's just dicing people up. It's that word, which is counter punches, which is we're going to try and set things up. I'm going to look for that one moment, that one play where I'm expecting something to come open, and I'm gonna give my receiver a chance, and we're just gonna have to convert, and we're gonna have to do that. And if their defense is obviously good enough to where if you get 3 of those plays a game, the Broncos are good enough to make a run. Like they can get to the AFC Championship game, especially because at this point, I don't know who's gonna be in the AFC playoffs. Like everybody has their flaws as we are going through right now, and everybody has things that on any given Sunday they can get got. And specifically with the AFC, where it doesn't feel like there's a great team. But I do think that like Bo Nix is going to be the fatal flaw for them, but he's also going to be the biggest accelerator for the Broncos, just because that's just the nature of the quarterback position. To like, if he plays well, it's a lot more likely that the rest of your team that you will be more successful. So it does kind of come down to Bo Nix if we're talking about Super Bowl ceiling.
Yeah, they are. Where are they? I can't even find them on this chart right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, where the fuck? Oh, I'm blind. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, it's really just if somebody can take away the easy stuff, can you still get your game off? And it's the most high variance passing attack in the NFL, I think, or at least in the conference. That if they're able to do Sean Payton offense and being able to force teams to respect the run, force them to respect the screens, and do the things that create the openings for them to get their game off, they'll be fine. They can definitely beat teams with Bo Nix. Like he's not the worst starter in the league or anything. They can certainly win with him. They can make the Super Bowl with him. That's super in play. But they're going to have to stand up to adversity at some point and be able to make plays outside of just taking the counters.
Yeah.
So we will see. They're probably the most matchup dependent team in the playoffs, I think. Offensively. Like, because if they face a secondary that's full of DBs who are really good at, offensively, I mean, and they face some DBs that are really good at sitting on these short area routes and great tackling, like they're not going to face them, obviously, in the other conference.
Yeah.
If they had to face the Eagles in the playoffs, I'd feel very good about the Eagles being able to shut down that offense. But there's a lot of defenses that they can get their game off.
We did it for 3 quarters.
In a playoff game, especially, I'd feel pretty good about the Eagles' defense. But there's a lot of defenses I would not feel great about. Like I think they can get the game off against the Colts in the playoffs.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to them. Okay, Colts.
Yeah,
What is the Colts' fatal flaw?
So I mean, offensively, it's looking like low key the mentals. We gotta start questioning them because it's not. This isn't specifically about Daniel Jones, but it's really like their whole operation. Especially yesterday, we got into the second half, and Kansas City was doing a good job. Like they held Jonathan Taylor in check in the first half as a runner, but that's kind of been the thing with the Colts, which is we're just gonna keep giving giving Jonathan Taylor the ball, and eventually he is going to break one, and we're going to trust our offensive line, and we're going to lean on people. They abandoned the run in the second half and in overtime, and I think for a couple moments there, they got a little bit too cute, and you're like, oh man, like let's realize why we're here, and I think you probably could have helped out Daniel Jones a little bit more if you.
Shane with an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter.
4 verts. 4 verts.
That, including his time management too in the fourth quarter, was just so like jarring to watch as well.
He definitely got too cute. The Chiefs the Chiefs' only real strength defensively this season has been being able to stop the run early downs. Yeah. They've been fantastic at keeping teams out of high success situations on first down specifically. And I think Shane Steichen knows this. And I think Shane Steichen got really caught up in the second half in trying to get the counter in beforehand and try to catch them off guard and say, my bag is deep. I'm going to be unpredictable. It's going to make it hard for you guys to stop us because we're that dynamic. And a few plays didn't go his way, and suddenly you're punting 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and there's like there were drives where Jonathan Taylor didn't even touch the ball. Where you had like three consecutive passes, and I think we've seen so much good from Shane Steichen and Daniel Jones, and there were even moments in this game where like. You can't even say like the Daniel Jones but the Daniel Jones and the Sam Darnold ideas, which is we've seen these quarterbacks be bad for so long that eventually they're going to turn back into the worst quarterbacks that we've ever seen. Yeah. And this year we've seen Daniel Jones be so much better under pressure. There were moments in this game where even under pressure, he was still able to use his mobility, get first downs, make good throws. So I'm not as worried about that as I was maybe 2-3 weeks ago when we were seeing them really get phased by the Steelers. That's a little bit better. It is more about the operation, and are the Colts going to in moments like this where you could kind of feel like they should have won that game. You had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and you were not able to put that away. And that is the exact type of game where your strength, which is we're going to run the ball, that's when you run the ball, when you're up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And they not only were they not able to do it, they chose not to do it, which is kind of weird.
They were in possession of the ball in the fourth quarter specifically for like 3 minutes. And I think in those 3 minutes too, going back to what you said, their best player only touched the ball like once. There's no excuse for that level of incompetence when it comes to game management at that point in time. And it just felt like for a few times this year, they completely played conservative.
Yeah. And on the other end, defensively, they are completely incapable of forcing a 3-and-out. This team, I can't remember the last time I saw them do 3-and-outs, 3 drives in a row. They never do it. They are second worst in the league at stopping the run on early downs behind just the Browns. Actually, no, vice versa. No, I think I read that wrong. Never mind, they're really good, I think. They're really good at stopping the run. But on late downs, they never get to 3-and-out. That's a problem. You're going to need to be able to get some stops in a way that's reliable. And I know now we're getting Ward back, so we're going to have Ward and Sauce Gardner together for the late stretches of the season. That is enticing, obviously, especially with how good Laiatu Latu is playing. They can obviously make big plays like they did in the first drive of this game where they have a goddamn pick that almost was a pick 6. It was 6 inches away from being a pick 6 on the first drive. The Chiefs touched the ball. We know the defensive talent post-Sauce Gardner trade is probably good enough to make them be able to win deep into the playoffs if the offense is going. But you need to have some sort of ability to chain stops in a row in the second half so the offense isn't clicking.
Yeah, next week is going to be super key for them. They're at home against the Texans, and they haven't played the Texans yet this year. And you are right now, I guess, the Colts are 8-3, the Texans are 6-5. We know how good this Texans defense is, and we know honestly the fact that they've been able to pull together wins. If this were a different time, we'd be having the conversations about, like, do you keep C.J. Stroud on the bench? You've been able to win these games with Davis Mills, right? But I am very curious to see how they attack Houston's defense. And again, it is Davis Mills. It is the Texans offense, which has been pretty poor this year. Can you find success in that way? They don't have great running backs. They don't have a great offensive line. Are you able to really stuff the run and force either Davis Mills or C.J. Stroud, if he's able to come back for this game? Are you able to force the quarterback to really, really beat you? And obviously it's going to be different depending on if Stroud plays versus if Mills plays. But the idea of stopping the run, that's going to be entirely consistent. And so let's see what we can do. Even in the game against the Chiefs, Kareem Hunt had a very, very solid game. And there were moments where he was able to rip off really, really big runs and keep the Chiefs on schedule and ahead of the chains. I want to see the Colts really, really shut somebody down that it probably won't have a lot of advantages against them.
2 things. I was looking at their success rate on late downs. Terrible, 29th, 47%. That's defensive success rate allowed. And in looking at that, the Broncos are number 1 at 30%. Second place is 37, and everybody else in that top tier is around 38.
It's so much better.
Jesus Christ, they are so much better against the pack at closing out drives.
Shout out to them, man.
The Broncos defense is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Even the Texans are 5th in that.
Yeah.
Broncos are nuts. Okay, next team. Let's go over to the Baltimore Ravens, who I think we can still consider Super Bowl contenders, given the fact that they're in position to win their division. We know what they can still do, with Lamar Jackson, but should be a top tier offense.
Yeah, but the
Should
Lamar
be.
Nah, man, the Steelers are.
They're clowns, man. What the fuck, man?
They're clowns.
Like, just to see every single week nothing but disappointment. Like you get out-unked by Joe Flacco just a couple weeks ago, and you have like a great hoorah win. Who was it against? Was it against the Bills? I forget who they won against, bro. But
they beat the Bengals last week.
Congrats.
They're clowns. What's the Ravens' fatal flaw?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, going back, I think right now, if you don't have Lamar Jackson at least like 80%, then you have like no chance.
He does not look super mobile right now.
Yeah, he doesn't. He looks like he's like 45% of his like efficiency. His superpower is just like zapped away, and seeing how hesitant he's been when it comes to just like scrambling, it definitely puts humongous handicaps on this offense all around. Derrick Henry as well. it makes his game a little bit harder to get off. And then on top of that too, I think when it comes to maybe it has to do with his injury and maybe some mental thing, I don't know. But I think the passing for him as well hasn't been as sharp and hasn't like thread needles as much as it's used, at least since the start of the year.
Do you want to remove them from contender status? Do they still deserve it?
I mean, no,
I
they're
think-
at the top of the division.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They have to.
And like you do have Lamar Jackson, so you will be a contender. For them, their issue is they can't score touchdowns in the red zone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for a team that has Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, that should not be a problem. You should be able to get within 20 yards and score a touchdown whenever you want. And even if it's not at that level, you should be able to be better in the red zone than the Arizona Cardinals or the Minnesota Vikings. Like that just should be better right now. They're third worst in the NFL in terms of red zone touchdown percentage. The only teams worse than them are the Texans and the Saints.
You want to know a hilarious combination of numbers for them in their red zone?
Let's hear
Good.
it.
Their red zone EPA per rush is 21st, while having Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. The run blocking hasn't been good all year. We know the issues on the interior, especially. We know the one guy that Ravens fans want dead at that guard position. Also, on the other end, so they aren't the most consistent goal line, even red zone at all, rushing team.
Mhm.
They are number one in sack percentage taken in the red zone. They've taken so many sacks when they get down there because the run game isn't going. They try to do these pass plays as counters, and they get locked up, and suddenly they're trying to make something happen. Lamar is mobile, and obviously for a few weeks they weren't playing Lamar. 16% of their dropbacks he gets sacked in the red zone. That's first by
That's
a
nasty.
huge margin.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
second?
Second is 12, the Vikings, because 9
Nine.
is blind. And but you go down to there's only a few teams that are this high. You get to 27th, which is the Bills, 10%. After that, everybody in the bottom 26 is 8% or better. 16.98% is massive. That's an absurd amount of sacks we take in the red zone.
You can't have that happen. If like, you're getting
You just can't.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Don't get sacked, and let's run the ball effectively.
If
And
you can't do that, you're fucked.
And if we can do that, you could win the Super Bowl, right? You can be in position because if we, regardless of what's happening right now, they get into a playoff game, and it's them, and it's like I don't know, just because of their quarterback. Actually, no, it's them and the Jags in a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to look at that and say, you should beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. You are going to have an opportunity to win a playoff game. You're going to have, right now, if the playoffs started today, they would play the Chargers in the first round.
That would be a hilarious game. You know what? That might be one of the few matchups the Chargers can win. Just because the Chargers,
be able
the defensive line of the Ravens, which the real fatal flaw is the lack of defensive line pressure for the Ravens. Since they lost Madubuike, their defensive line just isn't capable of dominating a game to the point where a lot of the issues in the secondary and second level have been exposed all year. That's the real fatal flaw is defensively they just aren't dominant and aren't good enough in any way.
Yeah.
That might be one of the few matchups that the Chargers won't get dominated with these terrible offensive linemen they have. The Ravens, I don't think have the bodies to like completely shit on the Chargers tackles.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. When we first seen
They might be able to get some off.
They
you know,
they have their highest pressure rate of the year by far.
off of Decky, you know.
Yeah, no.
Of course.
They have their best pressure rate of the season. Let's get that clear. But Justin Herbert can deal with that to some extent. As long as it's not Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines Allen, these elite edge rush duos, Herbert can survive and score some points. I don't think he's scared of Mike Green.
That's a 21-19 game if I've ever seen it.
Yo.
So like obviously their defense isn't good. So when we keep talking about these teams that have bad defenses,
Mm.
I'm not going to say their fatal flaw is defense just because like we know that's like
Mhm.
baked in. Their fatal flaw is not being healthy enough to hit their ceiling offensively. Is that whether it's Lamar, whether it's the state of their run blocking, whatever it may be, if they're not going to be one of the best offenses in the league for a month straight come January, they're not really going to have a chance because they have to win with offense clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're at the point where they're starting to look very matchup dependent as well, and you just gotta hope. I'm gonna look up their schedule for the next to close this out, but they have to be able to beat some, to obviously put some points on the board. So they're the Bengals next week, then the Steelers, then the Bengals again, and then they finish Pats, Packers, Steelers. Next 3 games should be wins. You should sweep the Bengals and you should beat the Steelers at home. However, weirdness always happens in the Steelers-Ravens games. So they might split those. And then we'll see what they do against the Packers. But if there's ever a time to get right, I would say it would be on a short week against the Bengals at home. If they don't score 30, I will be nervous.
New England Patriots, our last true contender right now. They have one more question mark. What is the Patriots' fatal flaw, and does it have to do with Will Campbell hurting his knee in this last game?
Unfortunately, it does. I mean, their run game is just like not there, and
Chopped.
Yeah. Chopped, cooked. Whatever it is, like
Shit sauteed.
if you don't have that, you put so much pressure on Drake May and on this defense to be elite. And Drake May has done that all year. However, we talked earlier, and you brought it up. Chicago Bears looking a little fluky. We understand it's the basis of your record is also kind of like that with the New England Patriots. You have one of the most baby food schedules anybody in the league has had. Shout out to you for taking advantage of it. That's what you have to do when you have a baby food schedule. However, if you're going to go baby food, and now we have to start breaking down steaks, right? Eating, that's going to be a hard transition. And if you aren't able to stay ahead of the chains, if you aren't able to keep Drake May upright with your protection, with Will Campbell being out, with obviously that affects the run game as well, that's going to be a problem. And that, like, ultimately, you have to hope that you get the bye and you can cut a game out of your playoff schedule.
Yeah. The good news is Drake May is second in the league in EPA when pressured and third in the league in EPA when blitzed. So if you're going to say Will Campbell being gone is going to hurt their ability to protect him, besides Patrick Mahomes, there is nobody in the NFL more equipped to deal with pressure and deal with leaks on the offensive line. His ability to maintain success rate in that passing game, despite an offensive line that even with Will Campbell wasn't like top tier or anything. Like, there's a reason they can't run the ball. The only reason they're passing so well is because Drake May is incredible at this. So I'm guessing that won't sink them, and there's a chance that Will Campbell is back come playoff time. So I'm not looking there as the fatal flaw, even though it is a flaw. It's a big deal to lose Will Campbell. They can probably live with it, I think.
Yeah. Their last 5 games, Giants, Bills, Ravens, Jets, Dolphins.
Man, this schedule's made from heaven, bro.
So you got 3 games that you know, all right, we could bank these wins. Yeah, you could bank the Giants, you could bank the Jets, you can bank the Dolphins. We're gonna be at 13 wins. Can you shut the door down in 2 weeks? Shut the door closed against the Bills, lock up the AFC East, and you'll be good there. And then we'll see what the Ravens look like in 3 weeks, because you do have to travel to Baltimore. But we'll see what that looks like. They're talking about Will Campbell is going to go on IR. He's going to miss, minimum 4 games. If he was going to come back at all, it's going to be in that last game before the playoffs. Whether you play him in that game or not, or just say, hey, we have the 1 seed locked up, just rest up. We'll see you in the divisional round. We'll see what happens there. But you have to get through those 4 games. Minimum 2-2, and we can lock up the AFC.
Yeah. So I think fatal flaw will be, they've performed pretty well. They're a middle of the pack defense overall, but don't have any glaring weaknesses as a defense, especially with Christian Gonzalez healthy and having their full secondary there. And offensively, they measure out as one of the best passing games in the NFL because of the brilliance of Drake May and everything we've seen this season. I think their fatal flaw would probably be they might get to a playoff setting where they just get out blue chipped and just get out talented on the outside, where they're making do right now with Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, and letting Drake May elevate. And it's been great, right? We're not talking about, Drake May needs better weapons to be able to get his game off. That really hasn't been a conversation. I wonder what happens when you face a playoff defense like the Broncos and you have Pat Surtain, Riley Moss, Hufanga, and just have stars on the other side that kind of outmatch you.
Yeah, Trayvon Henderson, I hope you continue to pass block really fucking well, because we ain't getting these runs off, bro.
There's a lot of pressure on Drake May to just make do and just be able to elevate everybody. Like, this is truly an elevation of talent around him type of quarterback season, which is why he's the MVP favorite. I wonder how that translates to the playoffs. And
is he still? I got to check that. It might be Stafford now.
Yeah, at this rate, it might be Stafford. Who knows? But they'll probably be 1-2 at this rate. I do wonder what happens when they just face star-studded rosters for 3 straight weeks.
Stafford, heavy favorite. Odds-on favorite, -220.
Good for him. I hope he wins it.
Drake May is plus 220, and it's them two, and then it's Taylor. Like that's 10 times as likely.
Yeah, because right now, who are they facing a walk around if the playoffs started?
So the Pats would have the bye.
Okay.
So they would play the lowest seed remaining. If everything goes chalk, they would play the Ravens.
Okay, they can probably get by the Ravens in the next round. Okay, so maybe there won't be matchups where this is the issue, but I wonder how that happens when they just match up with people that are just more talented across the roster.
Now, a lot of this is going to be super weird because, and we can take this, transition to the last pseudo team, because there's a team that's on our list that isn't in the playoffs right now, which is the Chiefs.
Yes, and I put them here. Not to really talk about the fatal flaw of the Chiefs, which we can talk about. Question is, do they still deserve to be a contender? Are we still viewing them as a Super Bowl contender?
They're 10th in the AFC right now. They have to figure out a way just to get into the playoffs. And this would be one of those situations where if the Chiefs got in, they're probably going to be the 7 seed. Because I think either Jacksonville or the Chargers might drop out. Those would be my two guesses.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would get the Bills up to 6, get the Chiefs at 7. They do that. Everything else kind of holds serve. Now we're getting Kansas City versus the Colts versus Denver in round 2. And if Kansas City wins that game, then they would go to New England. And then you have a Chiefs-Patriots game because, things recede and all that stuff. I think they can. The win against the Colts was the first time all season that they actually were able to get something done in a close game. And for the last 10 minutes of that game, it finally felt a little bit more of, hey, we just have to be in this game and we're going to win. And I feel much, much better about them. It still wasn't an amazing game, but that's also because they were driving. They had multiple drives that got them into the red zone, and they had bad turnovers on top of that. So I would say they still deserve to be a contender.
Yeah, I agree. I think something that's been very encouraging for me, is seeing how their weapons they've been better as of late. Specifically, like Kareem Hunt's been killing it over the last, I think, just 2 weeks as of late because Pacheco's been out still. But I think seeing that front and the ability to just like get more life and not have your downs be just thrown to shit, and just being able to rely on someone like Kareem Hunt, or who's their other back that they
Rashard Smith?
Yeah, Rashard Smith. 2 solid, reliable options to keep you out of the sticks. I think that gives them more hope.
They just signed Dameon Pierce, whatever that's worth. See a reclamation project, a little decent bet on a player who had a decent rookie year but then fell off. Maybe he comes in is better than Pacheco.
Yeah.
Do a dart. You got to respect it.
Do you think they should still be a contender?
I mean, I'm not going to write off Mahomes. I'm not going to write them off until they're in the grave. It just kind of is what it is. We've seen too many years of this, but I don't know. I mean, they didn't lead for a single second in that game. They got it out by the skin of their teeth. I didn't leave that game feeling like, oh yeah, this team was great.
It's the Colts though. Like, what were they supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, it felt more like a meltdown by the Colts than I did feel like, oh, the Chiefs really, really deserve this. It was more like, I feel like, what the hell is Shane Steichen doing? Again, they will be in this until they're not. Until they lose in a playoff game before the Super Bowl, we're not going to write off the Chiefs. History says it's foolish to do so.
Yeah,
I feel very unconfident in them.
The pathway is so interesting. They got the Cowboys, the Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, and then lastly the Raiders.
I feel when I watch this passing game that it's just due for a reinvention, due for a rethinking of the types of receivers they need to have success.
Yeah, which is fine. I think after last year, and like you saw obviously like Travis Kelce is not going to be the guy that's going to like lead the offense. I kind of do feel like they had a rethinking of it or a reshuffling, but then Rashee Rice has the injury, suspension, all of that stuff happened in 18 months.
You know what's tough? They spent a first-round pick on a receiver who I think we kind of have to come to grips with the fact he's not that great. Xavier Worthy. He's
wide receiver 1. No, I think he's still a very good wide receiver 2.
He is not a very good wide receiver 2
for them.
He is not very good at anything
for them. I think I still think he can be.
He's an NFL receiver. He's competent. Like he's like a member of that core that can have some utility. But from a first round pick, you want that to be a like like a retooling. This is a new strength we have. This is a guy we can utilize and like be a big weapon for us. He is not like overtly impactful in really any way right now.
No, but he's playing with half a shoulder.
I guess he never really has been overtly impactful except for a run at the end of last year where it was pretty big play reliant on the production he had. It was a pretty.
That's what he is. He's a big play guy.
He was for those few weeks. For the rest of his career, he hasn't been. He's not a good deep threat. He doesn't track the ball well at all. He doesn't have the functional speed you would think with that 40-yard dash speed. He isn't great at hand fights, tracking the ball whatsoever. Not a deep threat. Doesn't separate inside. Isn't a run blocker. Doesn't really do anything above average.
Give my boy some time to get healthy. Let's listen.
It's week 12. Spent a lot of time, and it's not to say
he had his shoulder. If anybody else had like cracked their shoulder open, like in the first game of the year, like we would give them a little bit like more grace.
You say anybody else, like I have a reason to be harder on Xavier Worthy than anybody else.
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. But like, but if anybody else did get hurt in like the opening,
he is anybody else.
In the opening weeks, you would be like, oh no, but like they did get hurt. Like I don't know why you're hating, but you are. Like,
how long is he supposed to just like?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for him to be extremely good. Like I'm just saying, like it doesn't feel like it's coming anymore, and I'm not really banking in improvement from Xavier Worthy. So I'm just saying that the ceiling of the passing offense when everybody's together, I'm
keep
just starting
the praise
to doubt.
As loud as the disrespect. He's gonna get right.
I hope so. I hope he's good. I'm just no longer banking on some ceiling when it all comes together because these skill sets mesh in such a unique way with him being more of a deep threat, Rashee Rice at the middle, Travis Kelce, the outlet valve on these stick routes. Like I'm no longer imagining that as some game breaking thing when everybody's together.
Yeah, we like. I agree with you. We do have to rethink the way that we look at them and even some potential like re-slotting. But this whole year, I do think that it is hard when you have somebody like Travis Kelce who's been the one for so many years and who does have this like connection that like if anything breaks down, I'm going to you. Yeah. Right. If it's not like schemed up like that, or if Rashee Rice isn't running free over the middle, Travis Kelce is going to be the guy that Mahomes looks at in the middle of the field. So once we start getting away from that, then I do think that potentially you could put Rashee Rice or you could put Xavier Worthy and actually have real honest conversations about how to use them as opposed to just, okay, well, we're going to have Travis here and like just pencil that in. That's kind of like, I'm going to think about writing it instead of like penciling it in or writing it in pen.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe next year's the year for Xavier Worthy to break out. I'm just waiting for him to be good at something.
He might have 200 on Thanksgiving. When he plays the Cowboys, he might have 200.
Yeah. Listen, if there's ever a team to get right, if there's ever a get right game, it's this Cowboys secondary.
You're right. As good as they looked just yesterday, that secondary
That's
still
say this in 2 weeks when they play the Texans.
Yeah, I'm not writing off Xavier Worthy. I'm just like,
nah, you hate him.
I'm just noticing the lack of progress, and I'm worrying. I would like to see I want to see progression by the time we get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
If we go through a whole playoff run and it still feels like he's just a guy, then where's the ceiling play for their weapons? We need to figure something out this offseason.
Yeah, we got to get him on the mass gainer. Got to get him on.
He's so weak. He's so
he is really small.
He isn't good at the catch point because he's weak. He's really bad at tracking deep balls, and that's a problem.
Which was very shocking.
He's terrible at it.
It was really shocking. Last year was super bad because he was bad at tracking and had bad like just spatial awareness. Like he would just be out of bounds.
And he's not any better yet.
It's like, yo, man, like, and
that could develop over time. That's a wide receiver development as a route runner tracking balls. Like that could happen. There's a lot of time. He's been in the league a little bit now. He's not exactly like he's not 20.
That's fair.
I mean, mass gainer.
Is he gonna become some route technician? Or
he's like 180 with like soaking wet. Like, if that.
And I saw this podcast clip from, I think it was the Ringer football show. I think I sent it to you guys. And somebody was like, I don't think Xavier Worthy's that fast. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't look that fast. Like, you watch two fast guys, and they don't all move the same. Tyreek Hill, that's a fast guy. He runs functionally fast. Xavier Worthy doesn't look that fast. And ever since I saw that, I've been thinking about it. There's never been a moment when I'm watching him play, and I think that guy is faster than everybody. He doesn't play that way. It's not functional speed in a lot of ways.
I can't, man.
And it makes sense when you're getting like pressed and you get thrown off your rhythm because you don't have like the strength to fight through early presses. Like it's hard to get going full speed for some guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to track balls, Mahomes ain't throwing it accurately. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, like, listen, it's
So I'm blaming this on Mahomes now.
He's got to find some kind of way to cope for a Texas player.
I know.
I would like him to do well, but I'm just noticing it's not going well.
Yeah, he does have to be better. And but we've been saying this about the Chiefs receiving corps for the last 3 years, and they've just they've pieced it together. But again, in all of that, you still had Travis Kelce turning up at every point, and everybody else could be what they are. We'll see what happens in the playoffs if they can even get there.
We'll see.
Because at this point, you legitimately need help to get in there, and you need people to start losing. And so at this point, you are big Colts fans. You need the Colts to dominate the Jags and beat them. You need the Chargers, and you need Austin Deculus and everybody bad on that line to just keep being a turnstile and keep letting everybody sack Justin Herbert.
Fucking Trevor Penning.
That's crazy.
That guy's the worst player I've ever seen. He's played one game for my team.
That's crazy.
He's worse than Deculus. I've never seen such terrible feet on a tackle.
Oh,
I'm going to have to put Makai back to that tackle for the 5 snaps before he gets injured. That guy's a lemon. He's so bad. Which I was thinking about earlier when you were talking about the Eagles' new right guard. Why am I blanking on his name?
Steen.
Yeah. And you were like, he's been here for a while. Couldn't start over Makai Becton.
Oh,
Maybe I should tell you something. They got a good year.
Makai Becton was good last
he
year.
was. I mean, he was good for playing next to Lane Johnson. So he was fine, but
he was a mauler.
Might more show you anybody can be fine in that situation. So like, you were saying it as a way of like, he's been here. He should be good. Couldn't take the job. Makai Becton left the safety blanket of Lane Johnson next to him, and he's kind of a lemon.
Nah. With that, I'm saying, especially with Stoutland there, with Jeff Stoutland there, and the way that everyone's like, it's the godfather of offensive line play. Like, you know, like if you're there for a year, you should be fine. We found Jordan Mailata off a cliff in Australia, and now he's an all-pro tackle. Like, yes, you should be able to block somebody.
And my team signed the worst one, the one who plays 8 snaps a game that gets hurt every single game.
Terrible.
Where'd he come from again?
Who?
Your team's lineman.
You talking about Makai Becton?
Yeah.
The Eagles. They signed him this free agency.
Okay.
Yeah. He was a tackle for the Jets.
He was a tackle bust for the Jets that played a few years, couldn't stay healthy, and was terrible at tackle.
And the Eagles said, yo, you're big, get to guard and we'll fix you. And they fixed him.
Exactly one good year in which they fixed him, and then my team signed him, and he's been terrible this season.
Yeah, that's bad coaching. That's on Harbaugh.
Yeah, I mean, he's also been hurt, so maybe he'll be healthy when they have their star tackles, because we have Joe Alt and Slater, which is just as good of a tackle duo. So maybe next year it'll be better when these guys are healthy, but right now it's lemon.
I'd trade anything for Makai Becton right
now. I would sacrifice my own body for Joe Alt.
Right now, if they said, hey, listen, man, Saquon, like his ankle's messed up. Like, do you think that you could break your ankle? So just something magical to where it's like, if you break your ankle, Saquon's ankles are better. Not even just whatever.
You would break your ankle?
If it meant that Saquon would run for 2,000 yards, again, I'd snap him right now. I'd do a pin drop and tear my knee up.
Oh my God.
What would I have to do to get Joe Alt and Slater? Both of them. Slater tore his patellar tendon in his knee, and Joe Alt had the world's worst ankle sprain that required surgery.
We'd have to amputate you.
And your MCL gotta go.
Yeah,
I'll tear my ACL. I'm not gonna amputate my leg.
Okay. For 2 All-Pro tackles,
yes.
Would you rupture your Achilles?
Ooh, dude, you're never gonna be the same again.
I don't need to be the same though. Like I'm not exactly like I just lift weights and do my cardio walking. Like I don't need to be able to have top flight speed.
But just like
so, you would rupture your Achilles for both tackles.
20% of your life is gonna be harder if you do that.
Okay, like and especially not. Actually, even right now with this record that you guys have, and Slater and all instantly healthy in form. Right now, would you rupture your Achilles?
I think if they had those two fully healthy, they'd have a Super Bowl chance. Like,
so would you do it?
Maybe. Like, if they had a slightly better, slightly healthier defense, maybe if I truly believe they had a Super Bowl chance, take the Achilles. And you know, they would be legit offensively if they had those two right now.
You'd do it, okay?
Like the AFC's open, maybe I would do it. Take the Achilles. I don't sprint that often anyways. I'll be fine if I'm 10% slower the rest of my
Dude,
life.
you can't get up off the bed like as quick as you do anymore. You can't run up the stairs as
For how
quick
long
as you do
though? Like,
anymore.
when will I make a full recovery? It's gonna take a year.
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't know
No,
what
it
regular. Maybe
might
like a
be
year
like
and a half, 2 years.
Like, okay. I mean, I work from home.
You can't get no coffee as freely as you want. Instead of like those 15-minute brisk
Jason
walks.
Tatum was dunking after like 6 months. Like,
You are not Jason Tatum. That's not at all what's going on.
I don't need to. I'm not trying to dunk, but can I walk to the coffee shop?
As
Not
one of
as
the best
fast,
athletes
you
on the
probably
planet.
could.
What do you mean not as fast? I don't need to walk quickly. I just need to walk.
I know. You just have to be willing to accept that 20% of your life is going to be harder.
What do you mean 20% of my life? It's not a forever injury.
Bro, yes,
After your Achilles?
you are different.
But am I different in a way that matters to my like practicality? Like,
Okay. Take Achilles out the question.
okay.
Out the question. You get both tackles back, and I can't guarantee you this, but you get both tackles back. You are in the Super Bowl this year,
Okay.
right?
Ooh.
What the outcome is? Would you walk with a limp for 5 years?
5 years?
A limp.
A limp. How bad's a limp?
Sometimes
It's not like a okay. So like I'm not gonna get up.
Am I like? Do I look extremely stupid?
So it's not like a. It's not like this, but it's a quick little. You have to get a little bit more effort to.
So if I'm walking down the street, people will notice and like the guy's a limp.
Yeah.
But is it gonna be like, what is wrong with him, or is it just gonna be like, this got a limp?
A little bit higher than like, oh, it'll be like you'll walk down the street and they'll be like, dang, like I wonder what happened.
Damn, I wonder why. That's a lot of attention.
Okay.
For 5 years.
I work from home.
Again,
Dude,
I
5
can't
is steep.
guarantee you the Super Bowl win, but you will
Yeah, it's
be
not worth
there and you will have an opportunity.
Am I in pain? What's up? What comes to this limp? It's just a limp, like visually. It's just an aesthetic issue.
Aesthetic, and when you get up out of bed, you'll like feel it a little bit.
I feel it a little bit.
When you get out of bed.
And when I feel it, is it pain or is it just like I'm
It's like
just limping?
like you know that you have a limp, you know that something is there, and you just kind of have to like warm up into the day with your
Okay.
limp. By 3 o'clock, it is what it is. You're walking around.
How real are you about your GOAT's legacy?
I can still work out. It's not gonna stop me from hitting leg press because I got a limp. It's not gonna stop me from doing curls. Like, I don't think it'll really affect. I'll do it. I think it's just a limp for 5 years, and I get a chance of watching the Chargers win a Super Bowl. I get respect put on my favorite player's name.
I guess. I
I would not do
man.
that. Saquon, you better have another conversation.
Yeah.
in the parking lot, the team,
Yeah.
wherever you guys talk again.
Just a limp, like it's really the only issue is I feel like if I'm insecure about it, and I think that you, not very woke of you to put a stigma on having a disability and being able to walk with a limp.
I'm
Not very
saying-
woke of you.
I'm saying
Not very woke of you at all. What's wrong with having a limp? Why is that a punishment?
I'm crying.
So if I had a limp, you think less of me?
Now anybody who walking with a lip, bro,
Fun's over.
they're gonna be so
Fun's
wildly
over.
insecure with Donovan around, bro. He's anti-limp.
Let me catch you with a limp on this side.
Yo, it's fucking limping, bro. Like he just talked so much shit about people.
Just give him a wedgie. Look at this fucking doofus. Can't walk straight.
Can't be limping around him, man. That's crazy.
And with that being said, we're on to TikTok time.
Let me move, man.
Welcome to TikTok time. Today, as always, we're going to begin with our winners and losers. Who are the biggest NFL winners and losers of Week 12? Donovan, you go first. Let's start positive this time. We never do this. We always start with the negativity. Who is the biggest winner of this week?
Josh Allen.
Why?
Because he was able to play on Thursday and duck a lot of media smoke, and everybody forgot about his game. And now he's just chilling. He can just move on to Thanksgiving. Shout out to Josh Allen.
I told him to start with the winner, start with positivity. He chooses to start with negativity either way. He had to do it. Okay, fine. Biggest winner this week?
Yep.
Me as a Philadelphia Eagles hater, not only did I get to watch a meltdown, I got to constantly, every single time that lead whittled down, think about Donovan. Think about him and how sad he was.
You know
It was
what?
great.
I'm living rent free, by the way.
I do have a winner for this week. And again, it is you, Donovan, and all the other Eagles fans, because me personally, myself, took it upon my own hands to send an email to the one and only CIA to have Kevin Patullo investigated for the sake of your sanity, because what we witnessed happen in the second half of that game, it can't happen ever again. Not on a fucking Sunday, bro.
Exactly.
Not on God's day.
And listen, I had to get that negativity out, but today is about positivity.
Okay.
The next winner, obviously, the biggest winner. Put your watches up. You know what time it is. He started yesterday, got his first win. It's Shedeur Sanders' time.
1-0.
1-0.
1-0 and starts.
He's a winner, man.
1-0 when he gets reps with the first team offense.
That's what I've been trying to tell people. You just give him a real opportunity. If the organization wasn't holding him back, purposely tanking this draft pick, man, we could have been somewhere.
First scoring drive, you know what they did? They took him out the goal line because Kevin Stefanski doesn't want him to get goal line touchdowns. They don't want his numbers to be good, so they allowed the wildcat touch to go to Quinshon Judkins.
You saw
That makes sense as to why they don't want to give him his flowers.
I'm glad you see this the same way that I saw it. Because I saw Wildcat. Oh, you hate this man. You don't like him. But yeah, put your watches up. You know what time it is.
Yeah, listen, for now, 1-0, undefeated, you can't take it away from him. He said after the game, he said people are waiting for me to fail. It's not going to happen.
Had you started him earlier, you could have been in the playoff picture right now.
All right.
Ew.
Could have just kept winning. Didn't want it.
Next winner of this week, Ben Johnson. Continues to sit alone at the top of the NFC North. The offense is clicking on all cylinders. They measure it as one of the best offenses in the league. Everything about this Ben Johnson experience is going well. Have you been seeing the videos in the locker room after they win the games? He talks to the team.
Hype.
I will run through not just a wall. I will run through a skyscraper for Ben Johnson. I get so motivated by those videos. I'm like, they have their coach.
You start doing push-ups?
Yeah. I start running down my stairs.
I got to get my money up, man.
I don't know if I would die for Ben Johnson necessarily, but I will say I did hit 5 pushes myself while playing that goddamn hype speech in the background.
He's legit. He is a leader of men. They have their coach of the future.
Good, better, best.
Offensively is working. Caleb Williams is looking good. The offense is moving. Elite rushing attack. Everything they wanted from Ben Johnson to bring the city together of Chicago sports fans, it's working.
That's fair.
My next winner. Now, it took a very long time to get on this side of things, but the Atlanta Falcons, for the first time in how many weeks are we into the NFL season?
12.
12 weeks to get good quarterback play. Congratulations. Kirk Cousins is not dead. He actually can do serviceable things, and you actually got a win for the first time in a minute, too.
With no Drake London.
Amazing.
Granted, they were playing the New Orleans Saints.
I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Okay.
My next winner, Matthew Stafford's Hall of Fame case.
Ooh.
The MVP is coming.
Matthew Stafford right now is now the favorite to win the MVP. The Rams are the favorite to win the NFC. They are the number 1 seed. They are going to have a bye. They are clicking on all cylinders. And if he gets an MVP and wins a ring, I will change my stance and I will let Mr. Stafford into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Even though that I do not have a vote, I will still let him in.
Into your own personal Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
But if he doesn't win an MVP nor win a ring, is he still Hall of Fame?
Slander him outside. but he is hooping right now.
No, I also wrote the Rams. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. And I think they're going to get their picture perfect end to Matthew Stafford in this era. Ring, MVP, retire.
2 rings.
Say, I'm going to Disney World and retire at the parade. I think they're going to get their fairy tale.
It better not happen.
And then they're going to trade for Joe Burrow and get it all revitalized to keep on going again.
They keep on winning, man.
That would be crazy. Whatever happens this year, they're still going to get a top 10 pick next year.
That's going to be insane.
What are they going to take? Some random people.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. And it's going to be great.
Another winner for this week.
Mm-hmm.
I said this last week. I'm going to say it again. I'll probably keep saying it every week. George Pickens.
Yes.
Biggest winner because the conversations keep growing about him being the best receiver on this team. Not only was it, like we saw in the beginning of the year, this could be an elite number 2 receiver. Then not only was it, he was always capable of being a number 1. The quarterback play was just bad. Now it's, as soon as he gets a good quarterback, he's playing like a top 5 receiver.
CD. I saw somebody tweet and said, take that 88 off of CD and give it to George Pickens. Because CD is dropping passes left and right, and George Pickens mossing people, jumping over 2 people at a time, celebrating at every point.
He is so good, so much more well-rounded. It's not just he has good quarterback play now. That stuff, like the success on the sidelines, the success of these crazy catches, is because he's getting good passes now. He's way better after the catch now than he's ever been, way more complete as a route runner in the short area than he's ever been. He's taken several jumps forward on his own.
Where was this years ago versus when he was with the Steelers? Who was throwing to him?
Ask Mike Tomlin that.
Shout out him, man. This is like when we get to ranking season and talking about like who the best players are at every position.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kind of hard to not put him in the top 10. Like it's gonna be hard not to rank him as the best number 2 receiver if we even still consider him number 2 at that time.
I don't even know how to address that. I just know he's top 10 receiving general.
Yeah, we'll see the rest of the season goes, but like he's gonna break into these combos.
That's true. My next winner, the Baltimore Ravens. After weeks of being down and out and everyone saying, just wait, they're going to get there. They're going to get there. Finally, the Ravens are no longer theory. They are actuality. They are at the top of the NFC North. They finally, they've won 5 games in a row. They control the division. You still have multiple games against the Steelers. Your destiny is yours.
My next winner didn't play this week, and that's a fucking win for his ligaments. Justin Herbert, you ain't get your ass beat at all. You are 100% intact, back did not touch the ground. You're winning because you just extended your shit, not even like career, your life expectancy, bro.
Not only was he not getting beat up on the field, there was photos taken of him and Madison Beer at a dispensary. They were out there having a good week. They were out there making sure he enjoyed his week off.
That's medicinal. He had to get right.
He needs rest
He
and
was
recovery.
hurting.
Next winner, the Devil. Never dies.
Whoa.
The Kansas City Chiefs season is still alive. Somehow, some way. They were down multiple scores in the second half of a game. It felt like the death blow was coming. Like their postseason hopes were going to die at the hands of Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor. And they got the win. Just barely, even though they left for 0 seconds in this game. We can't get these guys out of here.
They'll never die.
They're never going to die.
My next winner, the friends we made along the way.
Okay.
When we talk about Baker Mayfield's MVP case, that was a fun 6 weeks. And now I'm learning it's just about the friends we made along the way. The Bucs are losing to every single good team. Everybody's hurt. They can't get anything going offensively. He left the game yesterday with an injury. Teddy Bridgewater is back playing in the NFL. Once again, it was a fun 6 weeks. Shout out to the friends we made along the way because that was his real MVP case.
Salute.
My last winner. You lost again. But hey, you won fucking hearts. You won entertainment value. Jameis Winston, bro, is show time as hell. It doesn't matter what happens with the rest of the season. You just fired your head coach just 2 weeks ago. You just went ahead and
I'll put it on the screen. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, you just went ahead and fired. You got your DC fired. It doesn't matter what happens in New York because what you do right now, it's for the hearts. You're giving us hope.
We're talking about winners live as we're recording this. Shador Sanders named the starting quarterback of the Browns. Shador Sanders named the starting.
Put your watches up, man. I don't care if you have an Apple Watch, a Casio, Seiko. You got yourself a vintage Cartier. Put it up. It's time to be legendary.
Perfect timing. Recording this on Monday. This happened as we were doing this exact
perfect
segment.
timing. Yeah. It is perfect time. I'm glad you said that, my brother.
Obviously, way more entertaining. I've been watching Browns games with my eyes glued to the screen the past 2 weeks. So more reason to watch the Browns for the rest of the season.
Okay.
We're up.
I could watch them on both sides now, bruh. That's amazing.
That is.
All right. Losers of this week.
Hey, this is too
I have
fresh.
my first loser. My first loser.
Okay.
One of the biggest losers of this week, Kevin Stefanski, because he clearly hates Shador Sanders, and now Sanders has to be the starting quarterback. I told you guys before, if you watched the post-game interview where he's handing out game balls, he's talking about everybody. He's like, oh yeah, and you know, we had a rookie make his first start. Good job, 12. And then just kept going about his day. Took him out at the goal line. He doesn't want to see him win. He hates Shador Sanders' hype and noise, and now he has to keep going with it for the rest of the year.
How much do you actually believe you hate Shador Sanders?
I don't think it was his pick. So like he probably is like I wish he wasn't here because they have had to deal with a lot of
headache,
like foolishness. So he probably doesn't. It's probably not like super super personal, but he just probably doesn't like the fact that he's like on the team.
He doesn't love him. It's not his guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to him, it's a 5th round pick that gives a lot of headaches.
Yeah.
Okay. Other big loser of this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna keep saying this every week. 9. JJ McCarthy. Not only last week I was like, damn, it's a disappointment. The team isn't really a contender because you aren't ready. We'll see what happens for years to come. But I can tell right now you're not ready to let this team win playoff games. After another week, every week that goes by, I get worse and worse with my opinion of him. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to think this is one of the worst quarterback prospects I've seen in forever.
Oh, God, man.
I'm starting to think I'm watching like a true high tier bust.
I am in the opinion of I think we need to give young players time. And I almost think we give him too much time. He's almost like made me revert my thinking, and he almost made me like lose complete patience.
Yeah, when I watch him, I feel how Stephen A. Smith talked about that one rant.
About DeMarcus Russell?
Yeah, where he was like tentatively like, I understand a lot of this and this and that. I don't try to slander players too hard. I try to show respect to every quarterback. These are professional athletes. Except for this no good fuck ass nickname getting frat boy with the curly hair named 9. I hate watching him play. He actively enrages me watching him. The whole refusing to throw to the left side of the field was funny. And now it pisses me off. The bad mechanics were like, okay, that has to work on that. Now it pisses me off. Everything about him, every metric you can find says this is the worst quarterback in the NFL by a wide margin.
That is true. At this point, I do think it is true. He might be what I would like to see. I want to see a versus, but only with bad quarterback highlight tapes.
Okay.
So if we got JJ McCarthy and his 10 worst plays, and we put it up against Zach Wilson's 10 worst plays, who's winning? And by winning, who has the worst highlight?
Okay, worst plays, Zach Wilson wins. Best plays, Zach Wilson wins. Medium plays, Zach Wilson wins.
Okay, that's how
so damning.
That
bro.
is how we're gonna do the verses. We get a bad quarterback versus. First of all, I'm giving away game. Bad quarterback versus 6 plays in each category. We go, or just 7 because football touchdown, whatever. 7 good, 7 bad, 7 medium plays. We see who wins each one, and that's how we decide.
Yeah, I think the lows are lower for Zach Wilson, but the medium tiers and the highs, Zach Wilson is probably better.
So JJ can't win shit, basically.
JJ, he just does nothing. Like, it's not always a pick. It's not always a backbreaking mistake. Like, Zach Wilson did more goofy bullshit. But JJ McCarthy doesn't do anything good. Like, there's never positive plays.
Yeah, you're right. There's not even no entertainment value, bro.
He's just...
No goofy plays either, bro. Just straight up bad.
He's just an NPC.
Yeah.
Tough.
I hope he gets better because his team's too good to be wasted for this.
Exactly. That's what makes it more infuriating.
Hey,
His
man,
team is actually solid on
and
the
he's not even that. He is ruining Justin Jefferson's all-time great trajectory. Single-handedly.
What do you mean? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, like his numbers are being demolished by 9.
Not even just his numbers. His mood. You're making Jefferson sad. I don't
You know
like
how
that.
bad you have to be to make Justin Jefferson look just like a pedestrian?
It's ridiculous. Nice.
It's terrible. My next loser, pronunciation. Specifically, Tom Brady and his pronunciation had a questionable moment in the Eagles game. Couldn't say Landon Dickerson correctly. Let's tighten up.
What did he say? I missed it.
I have no idea.
Let's tighten up, Tom.
What did he say? I missed it.
I saw it on
Tom Brady said
Twitter
something
where they made him black. Yeah, fun. So who we felt like it was funny.
Next loser. I don't know why we didn't start with this. Chipper Kelly. Fired, highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL. This gave this guy $6 million to leave the college ranks and come lead the offense of the Las Vegas Raiders. The worst offense in the league. He was downright putrid, and now he's probably not going to get another NFL job ever again.
Hey, but guess what, though? His pockets is still up no matter fucking what,
Good
bruh.
for him. Guaranteed money is guaranteed money.
Yeah.
So my God, does that the ball stop rolling here?
Get your bag.
And also, we should have said this for the biggest winners. Scapegoating. Pete Carroll said we got to let him go. I was praying to God I'm not next. I'm not sure. You might be next.
No, it's you, Pete.
My next loser. He's currently not on an active roster right now. He's currently not in the league right now. But Fernando Mendoza, you lost because the New York Giants lost another game, still have assets, and you might have to wear green and white next year.
Oh, playing for the Jets?
Yeah.
Tough. Sorry, Fernando.
Tough scene.
Another loser, Jamar Chase. Missed a big check this week. He's $500,000 less rich.
And one of his dogs is out now too. T. Higgins, he's out.
Oh, out looking.
Yeah.
I thought you were telling me.
I was like,
You thought like something.
his dog died?
Yeah, no. He's just alone now, bro. That's it.
I was like, I'm not sure what to follow that up with. I was like, that's unfortunate. Yeah. One game check less rich. Tough.
Tough scene.
Terrible. My next loser, Mike Tomlin job security. It's getting kind of scary. There were conversations, rumblings even last year about Mike Tomlin potentially being fired. Now we have another year of the Steelers getting a really big lead in the division to start. They started out the year winning games. Now we are here. They are only a game up against 500. They've given up the NFC North. They lost to the Chicago Bears, and it's now looking pretty down the stretch. We're either going to be 8-9, and the team is gonna not have a winning record for the first time in Mike Tomlin's career, or we're gonna run the Tomlin special back, which is get to the first round, get blasted, and lose in the first round. Either way, I don't think things are looking up for Mike Tomlin.
Oh my God. I just got the funniest tweet come across my timeline.
What happened?
I'm showing it to you guys right now. Another piece of breaking news that's happening as we're recording this segment. We are being blessed by time. JJ McCarthy has another fake injury. JJ McCarthy is in concussion protocol.
When?
This has happened. His status is now up in the air.
They reported symptoms on the flight home.
Now listen, I don't know if it's a fake injury or not. But last time there's a lot of theories. Now he's hurt again?
Okay.
It's time to hang it up.
Kevin O'Connell, I like your desperation, man.
Justin Jefferson.
You're a go-getter. You put the team first. I like that.
What a disaster, man. The roster is good.
Dude, we had him as like a top 12, 11 team way earlier in the year. For good reason.
In the hopes that he would just be good enough.
Yeah.
In hopes that he'd be a regular prospect, come in and like be a average starter, like even below average would be okay.
Yeah.
And he's a nightmare.
He can't even
Brosmer, carry me now.
He can't even be like Trevor Lawrence or anything like that. That's so sad.
They'd be jumping for joy if he was Trevor Lawrence.
Fuck, man.
My last loser of the week, Donovan.
Why?
Just had to remind him his team lost to the Cowboys.
Nah. Loser.
Just had to close the segment out with a good little reminder. Take a moment of silence.
Yeah, you're lucky you said that today. Because I texted you yesterday. I was about to drive over here, strangle you.
Oh, you know why I said that? Because I texted in the group chat. I said somehow this is Jalen Hurts' fault, and I said I don't know how yet, but I'll figure it out by the time we record tomorrow.
Yeah.
I decided to redirect my rage, though, so it's okay. Next thing we are gonna do, I'm gonna name an NFL quarterback, and I want you to tell me if there's a chance they become their team's greatest quarterback of all time.
Okay.
So whether how talented you think they are, the pace they're on to start their career, whatever it means, can they become the franchise GOAT when it's all said and done?
Old heads, we are trying your GOAT's legacy right now.
100%. First name, Justin Herbert.
For sure. He can for sure become the Chargers GOAT.
Who's their GOAT right now? Philip Rivers?
Or Dan Fouts, one of those two. I will go as far as to say if Justin Herbert does not become the clear franchise GOAT, utter failure on the GM and the coach of whoever coached him for the rest of his career.
Yeah, I think honestly, Herbert can be for the Chargers, honestly, what like Dan Marino was for the Dolphins, where even if you don't win a Super Bowl, he's going to have all the numbers and you can look back and just be like, man, the way that guy threw the ball, it was different, right? Like he can make throws that nobody else can make. The Chargers, again, shout out to Philip Rivers, held it down for a long time, got to an AFC Championship game, right? Had a little bit of success, but that ultimately was defined by some shortcomings. With Justin Herbert, he can be the GOAT, and it can happen.
Yeah, well, we need to get an MVP before we get Dan Marino talks for a franchise, but super possible. He's very much could be the MVP of the league, very much is the most talented quarterback of all time. It's really, do we have rosters filled that give him a chance to compete so we can even know if he's a good playoff quarterback or not? Because thus far, his playoff failures have been largely team-based. We need to have some sample size of him actually having a team that can compete before we can call him a choker for real. And maybe he does become that, but thus far, we don't even know.
So what if he just like continues same exact career trajectory? He has the terrible, another couple terrible games like last year in the playoffs, and he just like maintains his level. Is he?
He's going to be Matthew Stafford on the Lions, where everyone's like, I promise you that's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, but it never matters because the team sucks. Now, the team doesn't suck now. Well, it doesn't suck like that because those are some of the worst rosters ever, but it's certainly not good enough.
He can.
I think he has a chance.
He should be though. It will be a utter catastrophe if he's not consensus GOAT for his team.
Let's hold on to 27-point leads, Justin.
Jordan Love.
No.
Zero
chance.
No. Because it's not like you just have one guy that you have to be better than. You have two levels of GOATness that you have to get to. Can you beat Brett Favre? Can you win multiple MVPs and win a Super Bowl? I don't know.
Yeah, can you being better than one MVP who is obviously a like controversial player in his play style is one thing. Being better than the MVP and then being better than the greatest arm talent to ever touch a football field, that's two different levels.
Like he just has to be better and transform his entire game, and I don't think that's happening at this age.
You would literally have to be the GOAT.
Yeah, it's not happening. Zero.
You would have to be the best player to ever touch the field. You'd have to be Patrick Mahomes.
And this is not even a slight on him. It's just where you at, bro. That's it.
I think Mahomes is the only quarterback that would be consensus better than Aaron Rodgers. And like,
yeah,
in terms of ability, like obviously, Brady has a million rings, but like in terms of ability, like the only one that people would say consensusly they think is better than peak Aaron Rodgers is Mahomes.
Yeah, Jordan, uphill battle.
Yeah.
And you're
Sorry,
falling
man.
off the cliff. It's not going to happen.
He got a rusted spoon in his mouth. He got a wooden spoon in his mouth. Yeah, it's not happening.
This would be like asking, I don't know, this would be like if a De'Aaron Fox played for the Lakers. I say, can you be the Lakers go point guard?
Yeah, nah, man.
Like, sorry, dude. You're good, but I'm sorry. Caleb Williams.
I mean, yeah. He can, honestly. It's not like the Bears have had some storied quarterback history. And
Whoa,
we all
Jay Cutler
know
got
the-
people through some times.
We all know the numbers. We all know that none of those quarterbacks ever throw for 4,000 yards. Statistically, he's on a track to where he can be the statistical GOAT. And if you get the Bears back to where they feel that they should be, you can be their GOAT.
If he is not their GOAT quarterback, something went wrong. Dude, Jay Cutler is a top 3 Bears quarterback of all time. If he can't be better than Jay Cutler,
Hey, man, Jay Cutler was hooping.
their GOAT quarterback, their last Pro Bowl consistent quarterback played in the 50s, and Sid Luckman. If you can't, by nature of nobody respects the 50s, if you can't be the GOAT quarterback for your team, you fucking fail.
Ooh, man.
If you can't clear Jay Cutler conversations, you fucking failed.
The expectations are in the dirt right now, brother. You already the GOAT.
You better be. You better get that accuracy rating right. You better be able to get a 62% completion percentage for a year.
I don't even need any of that. If you are an 88 overall in Madden, you are the best. You are the best quarterback in Bears history.
Low key, yeah.
Can you do it
Yeah.
for 2 years?
Yeah,
He's the
2
GOAT.
years where you are 87 to 80, 89 quarterback on Madden. And I will say you are the best player to ever play quarterback for the Bears.
That's not even ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not crazy.
Drake May.
No. No. This is even worse because this is worse than asking De'Aaron Fox to be the Lakers GOAT. This is asking Kobe White to be the Bulls GOAT. It's like, dude,
No, not Kobe White. This is asking like Shea to be the Bulls GOAT.
even then, no.
But he's not champion. Maybe
Yeah.
that's unfair.
Yeah.
It's like asking Wemby to be the Spurs GOAT. Actually, no. That comparison still because
Either way, you have to be the best player to ever play the game
Yeah.
of football.
You know what's funny?
That's not happening.
Drake May can be everything we think he is right now, and he can win 2 MVPs and 2 rings. He's still going to be the team GOAT. Like, you can glaze him as much as you want, and it might not matter for this combo.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for him because he could be the peak version of him, win MVPs and all that. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You're not going to surpass Tom.
Jaden Daniels.
Maybe he has he has the potential to do it.
Yeah.
I think most people will consider Joe Theismann to be their current GOAT. 1-time MVP, 1 ring, 2 All-Pros.
When did he win MVP?
1983.
He's the GOAT already. Jaden Daniels is the GOAT
Well, we're
already.
done with the 80s?
Yeah. Way too long ago.
we're done with 1983?
That championship game is all I needed.
I mean, listen, they were playing on like concrete turf, on AstroTurf. It wasn't good. I think he definitely has the talent to do it. We've seen last year he had a stretch in the season where he was a little bit hurt. We're seeing this year he also got hurt. If we can stay healthy, maybe we can actually give him a fair chance to surpass Joe Theismann. But it's not looking like that right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a guarantee. And like Herbert is like, if things go according to plan, it's almost a guarantee he's their best. I wouldn't say it's a lock for Jaden Daniels, but it's clearly possible.
Yeah, he just needs to learn how to slide early and stop trying to be so elusive all the time.
Yeah, he can do it if he has like if he can string together 8 to 10 years of high level quarterback play and be a top 10 quarterback like he was in his rookie year. That'd probably be good enough, even without a ring.
It would be, but it's also asking for a decade of competency from the Commanders. That's a lot.
And he's an older prospect. You know, he's like 25 now, year 2. So he's got to be like start winning again now and to be able to get to those 10 years.
Next year has to be the start of the run.
Yeah, and he gets injured a lot. So I'll say not the most likely, but very possible.
Yeah.
Tua.
The GOAT at what?
Are you better than Quinn Ewers?
Oh, come on now, man.
Let's start there.
Come on now.
Let's start on the depth chart right now. If I put 2 tires, who's knocking the tire down more? Let's just start there, and then we can work our way up.
Who would win in a foot race today? 60-year-old Dan Marino or Tua?
Does Dan Marino have shape ups on?
Yes.
Yes.
He
wins.
Shape ups move. They give you that much of an advantage?
See, the bottom is rounded, so
Yeah. Okay.
so just with aerodynamics, Dan Marino could win. I don't think Tua.
I think Dan Marino could have got his left arm amputated and still been better. Damn. Joe Burrow.
Oh, also easily.
Easily.
What's their QB tree look like?
Joe Burrow.
Andy Dalton.
I think their current GOAT, they have an MVP. Ken Anderson won an MVP in 1981.
Okay.
That was the only All-Pro year.
I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, you're already the GOAT, bro.
And it's tough because that was his only All-Pro year for Ken Anderson. So, listen, Joe Burrow, if you could just stay healthy and not have every other season be lost to injury, if you could string together 7 years of being this good, you should be consensus GOAT.
But the injury stuff is not looking
He has
good.
2 All-Pros. He's pushing 30. Like, you got to stay healthy at some point.
Damn.
You already went to the Super Bowl. You're a GOAT already, man. They're never seeing.
Low-key.
That's also
a
true.
Super Bowl
Low-key,
with
that
him,
might
bro.
do it. He might be the GOAT
Yeah.
already. You give us 3 good, healthy years left, get us to 5 All-Pro seasons,
Yeah.
1 Super Bowl, you never win a playoff game again,
He threw for 5,000 yards in it.
you're probably the GOAT.
You're
Go.
already there.
You're probably
You're
the
the
GOAT.
GOAT.
You're already there.
Fuck that MVP. Trevor Lawrence.
Oh hell no, man. I hope what?
He has, listen,
The bar has never been lower than to be the Jags QB GOAT.
Trevor Lawrence
could-
being the
he
GOAT
can
of something
do it.
sounds
He can do it.
crazy.
because the bar is so low.
Can you get into David Garrard talks?
Actually, no, man, he can't do it. He can't do it.
Mark Brunell had 3 Pro Bowls. Can you get into Mark Brunell talks?
No,
That's
I
a
don't
lot.
think
That's
so.
asking for
No,
a
I don't
lot,
think so.
man.
no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's not gonna happen. We are like, he is in the most like actual definition of the word mid. Not derogatory, not trying to big him up. He's just an average NFL quarterback. And that is that. Like, he's just 16th.
Could be the GOAT of being mid. I could see that world.
Which is the GOAT of being the Jags quarterback.
Come
The
on,
bar is so low, and I still don't
that's
think
still
you can
too
do it.
much for me.
I think there's like 20 starters in the league right now that I think could be the Jags GOAT one day. And it's not Trevor Lawrence is not one of them.
Who's the worst one?
The worst QB that could one day be their GOAT?
Kyler Murray.
Mac Jones.
Kyler Murray.
Oh damn.
Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy could be the Jags GOAT one day.
Ugh.
If you give
Maybe.
Liam Cohen Brock Purdy, he's changing his fucking life. CJ Stroud.
We're gonna respect Matt Schaub around here.
Come on, man.
You fucking love Matt Schaub.
Y'all don't understand that 2012 season was magical, but CJ Stroud obviously does have the ability to be the Texans GOAT. We talked about the Jaguars QB history. The Texans have one of the worst QB histories also.
No, Matt Schaub is their GOAT, I think. That's horrendous. That's outlandish for Matt Schaub. Would Matt Schaub be a top 17 starter today? No, I don't think so.
Listen, at his peak,
Yeah.
at his peak, if you give him prime Andre Johnson
Okay.
as well,
Give him Andre Johnson.
he can have
The
that.
quarterbacks back then were different. They had to do more today. They were better than this generation.
He can have that.
Sounds like he just needs to have like one solid year.
It's a
and he'll be
young
the GOAT.
franchise.
CJ, after his rookie year, I would have said, I fucking guarantee you CJ Stroud becomes their franchise's GOAT.
Mhm.
Now, I need to see 2 good years in a row.
Forget 2 years. I need to see 2 games.
I need to see 2 weeks in a row where I feel the feeling I had in your rookie year.
Because I'm not saying it's your fault, and I'm not saying you are the issue, but I am saying that for 3 weeks in a row, without you on the field, I've seen Davis Mills win
Ew.
games.
Nah, I'm not
I
gonna-
just need you to do what he's doing.
I just want you to restore the feeling, please.
Understand, you're having people say they're not calling the good plays for CJ Stroud. You need to step up, please, because we need this for you.
How can he step up when you got like co-conspirators on his fucking offensive line trying to kill him every game?
They're praying on
Lock
your
in,
downfall
bro.
from within your walls.
They don't want that to happen.
Lock in, bro.
Cam Ward.
Please.
Yeah.
Now,
Based off a raw tape.
if we do just the Titans history, the bar isn't terribly high. If we go back to the Oilers, we have Warren Moon. He's not passing up Warren Moon.
We're not giving them the Oilers.
Okay, not allowing that.
No.
Out of principle?
That's disrespectful.
So can Cam Ward be the Titans history GOAT?
I think so.
Steve McNair played for the Titans.
Yeah. And he did co-MVP, but the years were like, in terms of like the greatness, were kind of spotty. It wasn't like consecutive.
Yeah, it
If
wasn't
we-
the longevity isn't there like you would hope for.
Yeah, if we can get a run, we can get a 5-year run with Cam Ward, where even if you don't get, okay, so the question is, do you have to get an MVP out of Cam Ward?
No,
I don't
I
think
think
so.
you can do it with longevity. I think
Yeah.
if he can be a 10-year starter and gives him stability for the quarterback position for the first time ever for
Yeah.
for an era of football, if they can feel good about the spot, I think he can be their GOAT.
And if he can play like at a top 12 level too, I think he runs away with that title.
Steve McNair had 1, 2, 3, 4 winning 3. Steve McNair had 3 winning seasons with the Titans. Can you give me 4?
Ooh, that's the bar.
Can you give me 4?
I will say it is starting off extremely tough because they took you number 1 overall, and it looks like we're going to draft number 1 overall again.
You're asking a man to carry the moon. Like, that's so hard to carry, man.
Please do it.
4
I would
seasons?
love it if he did it. I'm rooting for Cam Ward, but I don't. Asking for competent quarterback play consistently in Tennessee. This is not a.
And asking him to pass up an MVP.
Yeah.
That's not a great ask. You're asking somebody to go out of their way to do you a favor.
You know, I guess we'll say no. I guess we'll say no. Steve McNair is going to retain the title. Nothing good ever happened to Tennessee.
Damn.
And strike that. It was 4 winning seasons for Steve McNair. One of them he only played 11 games, so I missed that. It was 9-2.
Oh yeah, we have to get 5 years of winning football in Tennessee?
Oh, that's not happening.
Tough. Jalen Hurts. Can he be the Eagles' GOAT?
Some people also might already say this just because he's been to 2 Super Bowls, got one, has a Super Bowl MVP. If we're talking about like overall, McNabb was there forever. Went to Super Bowl, went to multiple conference championship games. We have to see Jalen Hurts, I think, do it for a little bit longer before you can like really, really solidify it. But all the stuff that would put him over the edge, especially if his numbers aren't the same as McNabb's, he already has that. So he's on track to do it. He just has to keep playing and has to like, keep.
What if he never wins or like goes to Super Bowl again?
I mean, he's been to 2 and won 1. Like it's okay. It's okay on that front. Now, what do the rest of the years look like?
Yeah.
Are we getting years where you are still in the playoffs? You are still can sneak away into a conference championship? Are you getting number 1 seeds? Are you getting to the divisional round? Or are we on Eli Manning timing and we're missing the playoffs? We're leading the league in interceptions. Like which version does it look like for the next 5 years? Like that's ultimately going to decide what people do. But again, he does have the one thing that a lot of Eagles quarterbacks don't.
Sounds like he just has to live and he's naturally the GOAT.
God forbid.
He can't be the GOAT at
Why
anything?
are you hating so hard? What did he do to you?
McNabb is better, though.
Yeah.
Right. Like, would you do it just off of the ring? Like, if it is. So let's say he doesn't win again, like he said, and if the longevity is matched, would you go towards Jalen Hurts with the ring or go towards the guy that's better than McNabb?
If the next. So we're like somewhere like in between.
Let's say it's an average outcome, right? There's 6 more years of him being a high-level starter here. They don't win a Super Bowl, but there's some good playoff runs, like as you'd expect.
Okay. Then yeah, I would go to Hurts.
Okay, go towards the championship.
Yeah, because those Eagles teams were good and they were defined by underachieving. And a lot of that is from a lot of some of it was like Andy Reid, some of it was McNabb, but like there's kind of like this era of like you should have gotten it done and you just didn't.
Okay. Dak Prescott.
No.
What would Dak Prescott have to do to be the team's GOAT?
Win 4 in a row. Super Bowls.
What if he wins 1?
Let's get 2 playoff wins back to back. How about that? How about we do that? Let's get to a conference championship game.
You're evil for putting him in here.
Hell no, he can't be the Cowboys GOAT.
You feel the built-up resentment for the fact that he just saw his team lose a deck yesterday?
I hate this man right now. I hate him, George Pickens, everybody on this team. I do not like them. No, of course I'm resentful. You messed up my Sunday.
Oh, and that's the last.
I was so mad yesterday. I'm so happy. I didn't see anybody for the rest of the day. I would have slapped somebody if I saw them.
Next thing we're gonna do. We are going to look at some. I'm
actually upset again.
You gotta bring yourself in, calm down, recenter yourself.
God, man.
We are going to talk about NFL rookies, specifically NFL rookies from the first round of this last draft. And we got to decide, after seeing most of their rookie season, do we think they have superstar potential?
Okay.
So, Mo, you have a list for us. Go through one by one. And me and Don have to decide if we think realistic outcome if they're going to be superstars for their position.
All right, let's be honest here. First name up, Travis Hunter. We got your.
This is so hard because we really never even saw the two-way vision come apart.
Yeah.
As soon as they're about to lean into him being their main wide receiver and get the most value out of that side of the ball, he got hurt. One breakout game, then he got injured. So can't really take much away from the rookie year. If you thought he was going to be a superstar before, I feel like you probably still should now.
I think he can be a superstar. However, I am starting to lean with the old heads and think, yeah, maybe he can't do this two-way stuff.
See, I hate that. Like, I get it. He got hurt. As everybody said what happened.
Not even because
It was in practice he got hurt.
Not even because of the injury. I just think that it is extremely hard. Like the Jaguars have a smart coach in Liam Cohen, and even for him, it's hard to figure out a way to fully deploy him in this way of to where he would have actual value on both sides.
Yeah.
And I know it was year one. I know it was a couple games, and it always was going to be a testing situation. But it is hard to do that.
Oh, for sure.
And so I just by watching like the first half of the year, I do think that like maybe we do have to get to a point where, hey, this is what you are, and we'll go from there. But he's such a crazy athlete that he can be a star on either side of the ball.
Yeah. I think he'd still be a superstar. Whether or not it's two ways is a question. And I think people are going to dunk on it, and they're going to say, I told you so, because it didn't go well in the rookie year. It was always going to be something that they ease into and they figured out by the end of the year. So to say, oh, we didn't see the two-way thing work in the first 6 weeks, you never were going to. It was never going to be week one, he's a two-way demon. It was always going to be feel it out and eventually get there. They didn't have a chance.
He can be a star, though.
Yeah, at very least one side of the ball.
Okay. Omarion Hampton.
It was hard because he had 2 breakout games and got hurt. So
superstar might be a stretch at this point. I think he could still be really, really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if superstar is on the table right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think he can be a top 10 running back for a few years, whatever that looks like for the lifespan of a running back. But it would be closer to 10th best running back. I don't know if I see like top 5.
Yeah. And it also doesn't like next year, obviously, we're gonna get a much, much better view of what he can actually do because you're gonna get those tackles back.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Fair. Yeah.
It's never exactly guaranteed the Chargers stay healthy.
You'll get one of those tackles back, and you'll have a better idea of what exactly and how much value is he specifically bringing to the table. It's really hard. It's hard to judge even Justin Herbert right now with who's blocking up front for him.
But I think he's going to prove to be worth the first round pick potentially, and it being a very good running back for a long time that complements their style of play and isn't a mistake.
Yeah, mistake is far, but that mistake is a bit too far. I don't think I would go there, but could you have found better value? Maybe.
Well, I mean, a lot of the guys that they want other positions got taken just before them. Yeah. Like they were linked to a lot of defensive tackles and Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, and who's the other one I'm blanking on now? The one that went to the Steelers.
I can't remember.
I'm blanking. Well, a few high profile defensive tackles I drafted right before them. So I think this was kind of their worst case scenario.
Okay.
But I heard they liked Ibuka too, which would have been crazy. That would have been crazy.
That would have been dumb. Cam Ward.
Superstar. What does superstar mean for a quarterback?
Top 5 for top 5 for a couple years.
Well, I don't know. That top 5 isn't in the cards for me. Top 5 is kind of ridiculous.
Then no.
Then yeah, I don't see superstar, but I do think that he's obviously not going to be as cooked as it looks as a rookie year playing with the worst roster in the NFL.
I feel like there's specific things in his game where I look at the type of throws that he makes. And if it's only a handful of quarterbacks who can do those things, I think you have a chance.
I think he definitely I think he'll certainly be a top 15 starter in the league. That he will be a good starter that could very well get in the top 10 talks. Top 5, I'm not sure, especially in this day and age when most of the top 5 quarterbacks are freaks with their legs too. I don't know if I see that.
So take that top 15, cut it in half. Top 8?
Maybe. Yeah, it's too early to say yes, but it's certainly possible.
It's hard to judge him, man.
Yeah, I think he can be. I don't think that there is much that you can fully take away from this year just because of how bad the situation has been. And so maybe with another number 1 pick, a new head coach, you get some more talent in the building, you can start moving in the right direction. But I think that he still has superstar potential.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
He's got a superstar right now.
He's a top what right now?
Tight end?
Yeah.
I don't know, 3?
3, 4.
4? Yeah. As high as you can get outside of Kittle and I guess Bowers.
Do you know what his numbers would be if the Colts weren't so talented offensively?
Yeah, if they didn't have a bunch of other targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even better. He is incredible. He is one of the best yards after catch tight ends in the NFL. One of the better route running tight ends in the short area in the NFL. Yeah. Crazy hands, catches a ridiculous catch radius. Can run the ball, can throw the ball. This guy's a superstar.
He is, listen. Looks the part too. Got a nice number. Hair flowing in the background. He's so versatile. This is a superstar.
He's tough.
He's like that, man.
That's funny. Ashton Genty.
Yes, but only if Ashton Dempsey is able to get out of his contract with the Raiders.
What?
And go somewhere else. That's the only way.
Demand a trade after a rookie year.
They're going to kill him in Vegas. They're setting him up to die.
His situation is dire. Thank God they fired Chip Kelly. He won't be there next year. I don't know if the offensive line will be good next year. It's certainly not now. They're quite a ways away from it being good. But if we thought he was a generational prospect as a rookie, and then we see a year where he's in the worst case scenario possible for running back, I don't see any reason to change our opinion on that now.
Yeah, if he had the line of, let's say, I don't know, the Panthers, do you think? Yeah, I think he would be.
Hell yeah. If
He'd
he
be
was in Rico
1,000-yard
Dowdle's
back.
spot, hell yeah.
He'd be feasting.
He would be nasty.
He would have had 200-yard games by now.
Yeah. He certainly still has superstar potential. He certainly can be a top 5 running back still.
Jackson Dart.
Superstar?
Superstar is tough.
Superstar?
But I think you'd be top 10.
Top 10?
No.
I think he has top 10 ceiling.
Sure. I mean, I guess ceiling and nothing's impossible.
Yeah,
Just
like,
in terms of like he has the infrastructure. He had like going back to what you said, he has legs, and towards the end of the year as well, you saw him just make a lot of good decisions. So I think he has an opportunity.
He's so raw as a pocket processor that it's like hard to say what the ceiling for real is. If you tell me he's a 10th best quarterback for a couple years, that's certainly not impossible. But I lean more towards, can we be a good starter? And like, can that be the baseline? Can we be a consistent starter for a while as a 15th best quarterback in the league?
I highly doubt it. We've talked a lot about like skinny quarterbacks and, can they stay healthy? You're throwing your helmet into every single play. You've been in the blue tent every single week. You have multiple concussions in year one.
Well, that's because we had a selfish coach who didn't want to get fired, kept calling QB power.
He's also
kept calling QB power every play.
But he also invites that too. One of his first plays,
that.
And he was enabled by a selfish coach who could not stop calling QB power.
even if he scrambles, he is going to. As long as him and Cam Scatterboo are telling each other, "Yeah, bro, run him over," I don't think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback.
Get his ass.
Every scramble, Cam's in the back like, "Yeah, that's what we're about." We can't have that.
Yeah, I don't think superstar potential is there, but I do think good starter is there.
Okay. Tedero McMillan.
Yes.
Hell yeah, superstar potential is there. As soon as he gets consistent quarterback play for a season, he's going to take off.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to do, beginning of next year, we're going to do our breakout players for every year. We're going to talk about year 2 leaps. I can already guarantee you Tedero McMillan will be the wide receiver pick.
The way that he's able to contour his body, the way he's able to move, he is going to be a superstar.
Dude, he literally hoops on the field. The way, like the amount of just like space he's able to just how he's able to just defy gravity on the fucking field is crazy.
So I know his handle's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the floor to me is top 10 wide receiver. I think he'll get there at his peak. That's the worst case scenario. I think this will be the 10th best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Jahad Campbell.
Donovan.
Yeah.
Is he a future elite linebacker?
I mean, of course. But like, and next year is going to be really interesting because if the Eagles don't re-sign to Kobe Dean and Jahad Campbell goes back to playing alongside Zach Bonnet, and it's like them two, he'll have all of the time, all of the opportunity to show that he can be a superstar. But even this year, he's been extremely versatile. He's been great in anywhere that the Eagles have put him. I think he definitely has that potential. He should have went higher in the draft than in the 30s, but people were scared of the medicals. So like the Eagles got insane value drafting Campbell at 30.
There we go.
Matthew Golden. This is hard, man.
I think so.
I haven't seen a single thing that screams superstar to me.
But I also haven't seen a single time where they prioritize him.
It's a little bit of both.
Targets are earned.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. But there have been some moments where, especially early on in the season, when they were starting to work him in and he was starting to be featured, I didn't hate what I saw from him. And I do think, especially with the Packers, they have a lot of just really good. So I don't think especially going into next year, Tucker Kraft is coming back from injury. You have a lot of B+ receivers. If he takes a year 2 leap, he can easily lap everybody in that room.
Yeah, I'm not like out on him. He's not like a bust or anything. He can still be a very good starter. Superstar, I've seen nothing to make me assume that's going to be the case.
I will say the awareness from him to change his number from 22 to 0 was very much
That's a superstar trait.
That very much like, people are going to want to buy your jersey. Let's get a cool number in here. I like that from him.
22 was like the most immediate, you'll never be a superstar number ever. So thank God he gave himself a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter.
Probably. I mean, it's probably. He's a rookie edge rusher that was touted as the best defensive player in his class. Has performed well. Obviously, the sack numbers aren't there. Playing with some other good edge rushers. I think he'll probably still be the star we thought he would be.
And as soon as the rest of the line starts to age, you're going to see him really start coming into his own. Yes, he will be a star.
Yeah, I'm going to have a better defensive just foundation overall. Like actual good defense. I think they'll be fine.
Well, they're a step closer.
They fired their DC. Fired. Next year, I think we'll probably see a very, very productive version of Abdul Carter.
Nick Imamura.
Yeah, Nick Imamura, probably. I think this is a star. I think this guy is incredible. This is one of the most athletic safeties in the NFL. Yeah. Makes their defense insanely versatile. They really took off once they inserted him into the team full time after the injury. This is going to be one of those players that we look up and say is a steal of the draft.
Just a couple weeks ago, I think you named him your defensive rookie of the year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's playing at that level.
He's on par. He's a big part of the reason why this defense doesn't want to be seen on the field.
Ended up falling to the second round. Could have went to end of the first. A lot of teams are going to be like, damn, why do we make him drop on our draft board?
You said it, yeah.
He's special.
Yeah. Mason Graham.
Is he going to play? A question here. Is he going to play next to Myles Garrett for the next 4 years?
Yes.
He will be a superstar then. The combination of him and Myles Garrett is ridiculous. The fact they can both draw attention off of each other, he is going to have seasons where he has stupid sack numbers for the position just because Myles Garrett draws all the attention.
Yeah, Myles Garrett still has multiple years of making $40 million from the Cleveland Browns. He will be there.
Yep, and Mason Graham will be an amazing 1-2 punch with him.
Yeah. Myles Garrett is going to break the sack record this year.
This is so funny.
And he gets to play alongside that.
This has nothing to do with you, Mason Graham. We didn't say a single good thing about your game. We didn't analyze you at all, your go-tos.
No, he is really good, though. He's very good at creating penetration up the middle. And when you combine that with a good defensive line that has the best edge rusher in the league and some other good DTs like Collins, he's going to be productive.
Okay. Shamar Stewart.
Superstar?
We've said a lot of names up here right now. This is the polar bear. This is the one.
I think people are a little too harsh on him because he did the whole contract thing. So people are waiting for the opportunity to be like, you did all that for 0 sacks? Bum. He's a toolsy project edge rusher. He was never going to be amazing in year one. You got to give him time. It was always going to be an adjustment for him.
I'm starting to hate that.
It's true though.
He's a toolsy guy. Yeah, you suck right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's not good. He's not great yet. I'll give it time. I'm superstar. I don't see that in the future, but I think he can still be a good player.
He just, whenever I see him on the field, I feel like he just doesn't feel like he's on the field, bruh.
Yeah,
he's there for no reason.
He has athleticism, though. Hopefully, it develops over time.
I don't even see that.
I'm not going for a superstar, though.
Yeah, go compete at High Rocks or something and do it athleticism. I need some sacks, man. I need production.
Next thing we're gonna do, we are gonna do the 5-level game with George Pickens. I'm going to name 2 NFL receivers. You tell me who you think is better right now.
It never ends.
Them or George Pickens.
Let's get nasty.
So this year / going forward, level 1, George Pickens or the guy who replaced him, DK Metcalf.
Oh, George Pickens.
George Pickens laps him.
Yo,
laps him. That's not a question.
Yeah, DK's having a good year, but this has nothing to do with him. Pickens on a different level.
If George Pickens, DK Metcalf had 75% of George Pickens' mind, top 3 receiver in the world.
Yeah, this is Atomic Bomb versus Coffin Baby. Level 2, T. Higgins, somebody who's previously referred to as the best wide receiver 2 in the league.
Shout out to T. Higgins. You held it down for a couple of years. Chain snatched. This George Pickens, if he even still is the number 2 receiver on that team, he's better than T. Higgins.
Yep. Him and Devontae Adams are going band for band as the best number 2 in the league right now.
Yeah.
And low key, Pickens might have more bands. He might be him number 2. Level 3, AJ Brown.
Yes.
You want to talk about chain snatched?
Yeah.
George Pickens, welcome to the top 10 receiver club. AJ Brown, say goodbye.
You're a nasty guy.
Chain snatching. He got pistol whipped too. Of course he's better. Whole night.
Sirianni Petula, look what you did, man. Look what you have done. Are you happy?
If I had to redraft the league right now, I'm definitely picking George Pickens over AJ Brown right now, I think.
Oh, in a redraft? I mean, probably because of age.
Sure, even just for the coming year. Even if it's a 1-year contract.
Let me cope.
Okay, fair enough.
Let me go.
Level 4, CeeDee Lamb.
Yes. What are we talking about? CeeDee, bro, with all the passes that he's dropped already, consistently too, it's not like a one-off thing at all. He's working those jug machines overtime all the time. Yeah, nah.
if it's an overreaction to say Pickens is better and is their best receiver, but when will it stop being an overreaction? Like at some point, we're going to get a big sample size of Pickens being insanely productive, even when CD is there, insanely reliable, insanely versatile as a down the field threat, and being able to run slants and cook everybody out for the catch. I'm noticing.
Listen, when I throw the ball to one receiver, he catches it. When I throw the ball to the other receiver, he doesn't catch it. Yeah. Give me George Pickens, man.
For this year, at least, if we're only doing this season, no other context, George Pickens is certainly better right now.
Taking George Pickens, man.
Easy.
Get CD out of here.
Level 5 JSN.
We gotta stop this.
Now we end it. No more Glaze.
Now we have to. Yeah, we have to end this right now.
This guy might get 2K yards this season. He's already at what, like 1,300? We're in week 11, 12. What are we talking about right now?
Yeah, we still have 6 more weeks of NFL football, and JSN just casually might get to 2K. Might get the record.
What does Pickens have to do to be better than JSN?
No,
grow wings.
It's not happy. Grow wings.
Yep.
What's funny is Pickens is second in the league in receiving yards right now. Besides JSN, he's the only receiver over 1,000 right now.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
What's JSN at?
13.
Yeah.
1,300.
1,300
through 12 weeks.
12 weeks. Oh my God.
George Pickens is 1,054.
What are we gonna? What type of conversations are we gonna have if JSN
Top
gets
3,
like
top
2K
5, top
of all
4?
time?
Oh, of all time? Oh, I don't know. But
It's gotta be more years. But right now,
just singular year. Yeah.
top 4 minimum.
top 3. Like,
minimum.
no, top 3. Like there's no question. It's him, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson is in new tier 1. Order can be debated. Just to me, there's no question he's in tier 1.
Wow, man.
Like when you say top 4, who are you putting over him still? Puka?
Maybe Puka.
I'm picking JSN. I love Puka. He's probably also a clear 4. I think JSN is clearly in that top tier.
I don't know. Puka just does so much that that would be the conversation for me.
Yeah.
JSN does a lot of that same stuff that Puka brings, and he also can burn you for an 80-yard touchdown on a go ball.
He's diffy.
He's crazy. JSN is amazing. I have him on my dynasty team forever. Let's go.
Never trade him.
I'm never gonna trade him. I'm gonna keep him until he retires. Next thing we're gonna do something we did on T3 last week. I have 7 players. You guys have 12 words to guess all my players.
Okay.
So I'm going to say a hint, giving you 1 word. You have to try to guess who the player is I'm describing. And then if you get it wrong, you have 1 more word. You have 12 words total. So you basically get 5 wrong guesses.
Okay.
Player number 1. Word number 1. Perfect.
Justin Herbert.
Yep.
It's Justin Herbert.
We know you, dog. We know
It's
you.
Justin Herbert. Player number 2. Imperfect.
Austin Deculus.
You know damn well right. Is that your real guess? Player number 2 is imperfect.
Imperfect.
Could
he be talking about Bo Nix?
I hate you so much.
Wait, you know it?
Go. You guess. You know exactly where he's going.
No.
I'm not gonna say it.
Just
Just
say
it. Go. You gonna say Jalen Hurts?
I did say Jalen Hurts.
I just wanted him to say it out of his mouth.
You're a bastard.
Level 3. Crazy.
Okay. George Pickens is up here.
I think Scatabo might be it.
Go ahead.
He didn't play at all, too. You've been seeing him on Twitch? Scatabo.
It's Cascadable.
Dude, he's breaking news every time. He's not even playing football.
Bro, seeing him on Twitch, that guy's a maniac. That's crazy.
He was drinking out of a cleat, right?
Yeah.
Dude, and he was also like showing his ankle or whatever the hell. And
Dude,
he was like, look, I can do this.
He showed his shoulder, a little bony as displays. He said, I can scratch my chin like this.
What is wrong with you, bro?
He's a psycho. Okay, you guys are 3 for 3 right now. 3 words,
Okay.
3 players. Player number 4. Unhappy.
AJ Brown.
It's AJ Brown.
No one is pouting more than him right now. Leads the league in pouts per game.
You guys haven't got a single thing wrong. Level 5. Transformer.
Transformer.
He would say Transformer because we're gonna go to Megatron. That's gonna take us to Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
Nope, not Calvin Johnson. I see why I misled you though. Okay, that's not what I meant. Unstoppable.
Someone who is a
Transformer.
transformer and is unstoppable. Someone who's
What are we doing here?
unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Okay.
Who's the most unstoppable player in the league?
Could it be Jahmyr Gibbs
across every
or
position?
Jonathan Taylor?
Would it be?
But I don't understand why it would be Jonathan Taylor.
It's either him or JSN.
Across every position, who's the most unstoppable player in the NFL? The single most.
I think it might.
I mean, unsolved.
Yeah.
And at any position, it might be. It's probably Mahomes, but like, I've never associated Mahomes with Transformer.
Nah.
Exactly.
Is it Jonathan Taylor?
No.
Damn.
Ah,
I
okay.
wasted one.
Defense.
Ah.
Miles Garrett.
Yes, Miles
Okay.
Garrett. Okay.
Why you say Transformer?
Because he's like built like a transformer. He's gigantic.
That's a terrible.
I know. I was trying to think of a creative way to say he's huge.
Threw it off, yeah.
Okay. So that's 2 wrong guesses. You're at 7 words now. 5 words left. 2 more players. Benched.
JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy didn't get benched.
We just talked about the shadow benching. My bad. That's on me. That's on
Okay,
me.
is it Justin Fields? Could potentially
Next.
be him.
Mobile.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
It's
There we
Justin
go.
Fields.
My bad.
There we go.
Okay. Last word. Ayahuasca.
What the fuck
Aaron
is that?
Rodgers.
Is Aaron Rodgers?
What does that mean?
Oh,
It's
you know you do.
drugs.
Huh?
So you don't know what ayahuasca is?
No. Why would I know what ayahuasca is?
I don't know. You're a well-rounded human being.
I'm from the burbs. What is ayahuasca?
Well, this is a burbs ass drug. It's like mushrooms. It's a hallucinogen. I said that completely wrong.
A-Rod beyond that?
It's this whole thing. It's like some like spiritual thing people do where they go out in the middle of nowhere.
Mono's next week. Do a deep dive.
Ayahuasca?
It's this like hallucinogen that people do. They go out in the middle of nowhere. It's white people shit, and they take this drug. What is it actually? It's like a tea. They brew it with certain leaves. That's ayahuasca leaf.
Yeah.
And they trip, and apparently it helps them like find enlightenment and get a whole new perspective on life.
It like kills your ego and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's like a crazy ego death.
Aaron Rodgers talked about this?
Yeah, he's
Did
all
it,
into
yeah.
it. He had a midlife crisis a couple years ago when he was leaving the Packers, and it was a whole thing. He was a terror in the media.
Ayahuasca near me.
You're not.
Spell ayahuasca right now.
I can't even do that.
I don't know how to spell it either.
IOUW.
No, it starts with an A.
It starts with 2 A's.
What
It's
the
like
fuck?
it's like AAUYE. Like I'm
Dude, this is legal?
HESCA or something like that. It's
For
something
them, it
crazy.
is. I'll play.
I don't think it is legal. I think it might be illegal. I don't know.
Once again, for them it is.
Last thing we're gonna do, keep 4 cut 4 with NFL teams, but it's underrated or overrated. So you gotta pick 4 teams that are underrated, 4 teams that are overrated.
Okay.
So whatever that means to you right now, going into week 12,
Oh, this is going to be easy.
4 spots for each.
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings.
This is mean.
Just punching the baby while they're down.
Just shouldn't be rated. 18 plus to watch their games, bro. You've seen a whole lot of ass on the field, bro. It's the nastiest things ever, bro. R-rated, bro. Jeez. You got Justin Jefferson cursing,
Quarterback was
bro.
X-rated.
Yeah, you don't want to see that, man.
Yeah, slap a parental advisory sticker.
I guess I'm gonna go overrated, just because. Even though that you're getting like the worst,
You
This
don't gotta
is-
explain.
I
Just,
guess overrated. I don't know where else to put him. Just put him in overrated.
yeah, let's do it. Whatever, overrated. Get him out the way.
I'm trying to figure out something.
I can't think of him right
They're,
now.
they're just bad.
Philadelphia Eagles.
I think for this specific week, underrated just because everyone's calling us frauds. And it's like,
It's not that bad.
Nah, for the whole season. Going forward.
For the whole season, I'll say underrated because they still have like they improved their defense. Got what's his name, Jalen Phillips again. So
Underrated?
I'm gonna lean towards that way.
For what reason? Like, they're supposed to be championship favorites. They're supposed to be one of the best teams in the league.
And they still been playing like one of the best teams in the league still too.
2 seed. I don't know. But now y'all hating.
I think we're losing the spirit of what underrated means if we call them underrated.
But now y'all hating.
But we're filling it up.
But now you're saying that we can't do it. And you're bringing out the dog. Underrated.
Oh my god.
Okay. Sure.
Nobody believes in
All
us.
right.
I guess everybody's underrated. Kansas City Chiefs.
I actually do want. Okay, we actually should flip these because I do think that the Chiefs are better than what their record is.
Yeah.
But we keep talking about how like the Chiefs are always they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna keep it going.
They will.
yeah. it
When
seems like
though?
it.
They just did.
They did. They came
Can
back.
they
from
do
21.
it again? And again and again and again.
Yes, they will. I think.
They couldn't so far this
okay,
year.
well, right now they are out of the playoffs, and they are 6-5.
They're out of the playoffs, and people still consider them like maybe the most dangerous team in the AFC.
They may be overrated.
I think I think they're overrated, bro. Their weapons are not weaponing at all. Kareem Hunt, shout out to you. You had like 100 yards. You're never gonna do that again for the rest of the year, probably.
They're probably overrated because we give them like they have so much mystique that we're always gonna give them credit, and they probably will. They'll probably continue to. We're not gonna count them out until they're out.
Yeah.
But you can't call them underrated. They get all the benefit of the doubt in the world.
Fine. Overrated it is.
New England Patriots.
But yeah,
Probably
I hate to say it,
overrated.
but they're overrated for sure.
Yeah, not to say they're bad. They're very good, but they are strength of schedule merchants to some extent.
And we all know that, but even then, you still gotta like even some of those games that they were playing against bad teams, it still was a little bit closer than what it should have been, and like a truly dominant team probably wouldn't have been that close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 2 in each now. Dolphins.
How do you want to?
I think
mold
I don't
this
think we're allowed to say
conversation?
anything good about the Dolphins on the show.
I'd say underrated, because I do think we underestimate how bad they are. And I'm underrated probably.
Underrated ass.
Yeah, it's low key.
But
You know
they-
what?
I'll take the Dolphins out. I'll take the Dolphins out.
Okay.
They're too bad to be ranked on our scale.
All right, cool.
That's what
It is underrated.
Denver Broncos.
You don't see it from the front.
you don't see it from the front.
Denver Broncos.
It's the Broncos. Are they?
They're the 1 seed.
I think I
Two
might
seed?
want to call them underrated.
They're the
Actually,
1
no,
seed.
sorry.
I don't know if they get respect as the 1 seed just because of Bo Nix and the offense being so inconsistent.
But that defense is
Insane.
the defense is it is crazy, and
Yeah.
they've been able to win games even without Surtain.
I've seen so many like defensive metrics talking about how insane the Broncos defense is, pass defense specifically, has been on a historic like conversation level. And that's not brought up as much as it should be. So that's my only argument for talking about why they might be underrated.
Yeah, we'll go Broncos underrated. 'Cause
Okay.
we do, specifically me, spend a lot of time on Bo Nix. They do win games. They are always in position because that defense does go crazy almost every single week.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys.
I think they're
Low
underrated
key?
now.
Low key underrated.
Yeah, I feel comfortable capping out underrated too with them.
Okay. They're our last team in underrated.
Yeah, their defense is improved. Dak is still doing what he does. CD is in the corner watching George Pickens cook. Yeah, they're underrated.
So now we have 2 spots left for overrated, 2 teams left.
Okay.
You guys are putting the Buffalo Bills in overrated.
Hell yeah. Overrated.
Easy.
Yeah.
And lastly,
I hate them. Get them out of here.
and lastly, you're putting the Indianapolis Colts.
I
All
feel
right, I'm
confident.
fine with that.
This is 3 games in a row where Daniel Jones has been looking kind of suspect. And it's not being talked about just yet because they skated by with the win or whatever, but
yeah.
I'm just starting to notice.
Okay, there you go. And with that being said, I'm starting to notice this is the end of the episode. If people are still here, what should they comment?
Patullo, count your days.
Count your fucking days, Patullo. And we'll see y'all next week.